What is up, everyone? Welcome to the FAA podcast. Little disjointed today, but we are here. We have a lot to go through. So we are going to absolutely fly at the speed of light. Sound good? You are muted. You are muted, sir.
Are we good?
There you go.
Here we go. My mic has been in and out.
All right. Starting off. If this printed all my stuff right here. Oh, okay, that's why it printed weird. That's cool. Oh, it printed single-sided for once. So it printed. Okay. Well, that's a waste of paper. Considering how long this script was today. But college football week 1, people, we are here. Week 0 was phenomenal. Not really. It was kind of anticlimactic after Iowa State, Kansas State, I thought. But yeah, Iowa State, Kansas State was a hell of a game. I was I was watching that on my phone most of the time, most of the game there. But yeah, picked Iowa State. Jimmy, you started off the season with a bang, 2 lone wolves, and you went 1-1, so that's not terrible.
All right. Gotta start bold.
Yeah, well, you went with the Rainbow Warriors on the island. So that was a pretty bold move.
Oh yeah, I trust my Rainbow Warriors.
Okay. Apparently this didn't print the whole script. That's cool. So, anyways. Starting off. That is not the one. We had Iowa State, Kansas State, like I said. Really good game. Sloppy at first. The rain, and I gotta note this for next year's game, because the rain really shut down the first half scoring. It was a defensive battle, and Iowa State really should have rolled with this thing early on, because they got set up beautifully at the 8-yard line on a Dylan Edwards fumbled muffed punt return, and couldn't cash in. They got 3rd and goal and fumbled, botched pitch, which I don't even understand why you're calling a pitch play in the rain. Makes absolutely no sense to me. But they did, and they turned it over. Kansas State recovered, and the game went on. But Avery Johnson, I was actually surprised with Avery Johnson's passing statistics, because that's why I kind of picked Iowa State. I did not trust Avery Johnson to be able to make the correct passes and the clutch throws in the biggest games, which this was one of the biggest games that KSU is going to play this year, the Farmageddon. But Avery Johnson did end up with a pretty good stat line, 70%, 273, 2 touchdowns, 8 carries, 21 yards, a rushing touchdown as well. So 3 total scores on the day for Johnson, accounted for all 3 of KSU's touchdowns. And yeah, but Rocco Becht, though, being the veteran that he is, didn't look that great, but made the throws when he needed to. 50%, 183, 2 touchdowns, 12 carries, 18 yards, a touchdown, and a fumble. I hate that that's credited to him, although he did pitch the ball. Running back's got to catch it. So it's kind of a two-way. Jimmy, I think I'm petitioning to start splitting fumbles. We need to have half fumbles. Yeah, on things like quarterback center exchange and like quarterback running back exchange. Yeah, I think there should be half fumble statistics.
I get what you mean because sometimes like they put it right in the breadbasket and the running back drops it. It's like, how is that on me? I did my job.
Yeah, I don't know how they exactly score it. I don't know how they decide that, but anyways, the ISU running game was really good. Carson Hansen, 71 yards, led the game in rushing on 16 carries, caught 2 for 19. Dylan Edwards, I mentioned him, went down early. He got hurt on that muffed punt return and never returned to the game. So Kansas State lost a huge part of their offense, or what they thought was going to be a part of their offense. So Joe Jackson led the way on the ground for them with 51 yards. Jace Brown, really solid game, leading the game in receiving for the Cats, 78 yards on 4 catches, touchdown, caught 2, or ran twice for 29 yards there. And defensively, how about on the losing side? Kansas State defensive end Toby Osunsanmi, 4 tackles, 3 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Iowa State plus 2.5 wins outright under 51.5. I took the live under 40. That was fantastic. Did have Iowa State though, so that was good. Very small print. A lot of scoring. UNLV 38-31 over Idaho State. This was just ridiculous. So this was Dan Mullen's first game at UNLV, and we learned a lot. We learned that Dan Mullen doesn't have a defense. Although they did intercept Jordan Cook 3 times. And actually they got 4 interceptions because of the backup quarterback, true freshman Jackson Sharman, coming in and threw a pick on his only pass. So they did get 4 interceptions. And then you say that, and then you win by 7. How does that happen? I have no clue. So I don't know what the issue is with UNLV defensively, but they could not stop Jordan Cook almost all day. This kid was lights out. He only completed 60%, but he threw 380 yards. Also caught a touchdown, by the way, 15-yard receiving touchdown from the wide receiver Michael Shulikov there. So, yeah. 2 quarterback system. It seems like Anthony Calandria was quarterbacking the most of the time for the Rebels, 71.4%, 195, a touchdown, 13 carries, 93 yards. That's a big thing on this offense. It's the run game, quarterback run. Alex Orji, the Michigan transfer as well, completed all 3 of his passes for 37 yards. Good rushing day, 6 carries, 34 yards, touchdown. Did have a fumble, though. Jaden Thomas, that's who you got to feed, though. This is a ground and pound offense. Seems like Dan Mullen's building there in Vegas. Thomas had a hell of a opener. 10 carries, 147 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 catches, 16 yards. That included a 70-yard touchdown run. Big day for Idaho State running back Deshaun Brooks as well on the ground. 18 carries, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also caught 6 for 38. Jaden Bradley led the game in receiving for UNLV. 200-yarders, 1 for each side here. UNLV's Bradley, 6 for 131. And the Bengals, Idaho State, Ian Duarte, 6 for 105 and a touchdown. Defensively, I'm going to go with the bottom guy there, UNLV defensive back LaTerrence Welch, 1 pass deflection and 2 picks. Idaho State, easily, plus 30.5, over 67.5. Kansas, this was, I guess you can say, one of 2 not really close games in week 0. But yeah, this was the most blowout game of week 0 here. 31-7 over Fresno State. EJ Warner coming in from Rice, Kurt Warner's son there. He's definitely not his dad. He has not been his dad anywhere he's been, whether that be Temple, whether that be Rice. and now Fresno State. He just has not been that productive anywhere he has gone. I will say though, I think his best ball was at Temple as a freshman. I did watch some games of him there. I was not impressed with him at Rice, and I wasn't that impressed with this one either. I didn't watch this game, but you can see the statistics: 62.1%, 179, 2 picks, a fumble. How about the coming out party, Jalen Daniels? This is the Jalen Daniels that we've been waiting to see again. It's kind of been like 2 years since we've seen this type of performance from Jalen Daniels. Since KU had that breakout season in Lance Leopold's first year, it hasn't really been there. Injuries and whatnot have hindered Jalen Daniels. Hopefully, he can stay healthy. KU will have a shot in every single game. But I mean, this is wild. 90% completion, 176, 3 touchdowns, 8 carries, 47 yards. Doesn't get much better than that in your first game of the season. Daniel Highshaw Jr., he led the game in rushing for the Jayhawks. 69 yards, 13 carries, 5-yard catch as well. You had KU wide receiver Cam Pickett leading the way in receiving, 77 on 6 catches for 2 touchdowns. And defensively, how about the guy on the bottom there? Kansas safety Devin Dye, 2 tackles, 1 solo, a half a sack, half tackle for loss, pass defense, and 1 pick. Kansas minus 14.5 covered, under 50.5 easily. It's 38 there. Western Kentucky, 41-24 over Sam Houston. And Maverick McIver lit it up. Transfer from Abilene Christian, 64.7%, 401, 3 tuds, and a rushing touchdown as well. I was impressed with Sam Houston, though. They stayed strong most of the game. Really, Western pulled away at the end, but Sam Houston was in the game for the majority of it and actually led by quite a bit in early third when they got the fumble return for a touchdown by Jameer Diaz there. Hunter Watson, 63.3%, 209, a pick, 14 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown. That includes his, I think it was like a 65-yard rushing touchdown or something like that, where it just he went right up the middle of the C's part and no one touched him. Spoke about Jalen Daniels. How about Alton McCaskill? He's in that same boat. We haven't seen Alton McCaskill be this productive since his freshman year in 2023. Actually, yeah, I think it was 23, maybe 22, actually. When he was at Houston, I was very excited for him. Went to Colorado, didn't do anything really at Colorado. Now he's at Sam Houston, and I was like, dude, this guy's still in college ball. I hadn't heard anything from him. So, yeah, I was very impressed with Alton McCaskill in this one for the Bearcats. 72 yards on 11 carries, touchdown, 3-yard reception as well. How about the dual threat day for Western Kentucky? Running back Marvin Parrish led the Hilltoppers in rushing, 52 yards on 12 carries. Also, big receiving day for the running back, 6 catches, 58 yards, and a beautiful wheel route that he caught right along the sideline, and also a beautiful pass from McIver there. Western wide receiver Matthew Henry had a hell of a day, caught 7 for 148 and a touchdown. And defensively, I already said him, it's San Houston linebacker Jameer Diaz, 2 tackles, both of them solos, and a 43-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Western minus 10.5 covered, over 60.5. And the final game on Saturday, Hawaii, the Rainbow Warriors coming back on the island, 23-20 over Stanford. I was pissed, Jimmy, on 2 fronts. One, because I had Stanford, and one because I had the same game parlay I had on this game. Stanford over 20.5 points. That worked out very well. Lost by the hook. And Stanford money line. And the biggest thing that pissed me off is Ben Branson they were running the hell out of the ball. Micah Ford was having a great game. They were running the ball, chunk plays down the field, just run, 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 run. And then they finally decided to pass. What happens? Gulbranson throws a pick right to the guy. It was just very frustrating to watch if you were on the Stanford side. And I'm sure Andrew Luck felt the same way. They showed him a couple times on the broadcast. And he was kind of dejected. But yeah, I mean, credit to Hawaii for coming back. They were down 10-0 early and came back. I also want to give props to Mike Alejado. I mean, the cojones on this kid, man. He went down early in the third quarter, and I thought for sure he tore his ACL because he got rolled up on and bent backward. It didn't look good. Like it did not look very good at all. Was out for one, maybe two plays, and came back in and was limping around and then he's limping around, right? And then he freaking has like a 12-yard run. And we're everyone that I was talking to during the game, I was like, what the yeah, okay, this kid's hurt, but he can run 12 yards. Like, come on, man. But no, he wasn't very statue in the pocket. He did not. It was not able to move very much, and he was lucky that it was his right leg that got hurt. If it would have been his left leg, it would have been a lot harder. Your drive leg on your front foot as a right-handed passer. Oh wait, actually no, he's left-handed, I think, actually. So yeah, it was an issue. I think. I can't remember. I believe he's left-handed though. But yeah. So I think it was an issue, but we'll see what the status is there. I haven't heard anything, although I do not keep up with Hawaii sports very much. Alejado, though, 69.2%, 210, 2 touchdowns, 10 carries, 36 yards, and a fumble. That was recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. Bengal Branson. He was very disappointing. Former Oregon State transfer, a couple year starter at Oregon State. Just 50%, 109 a pick. Did not play very well at all. I was very disappointed based off the veteran status that he came into this one with. But like I said, Micah Ford, I think, was the star of this game besides Alejado for the Cardinal. 26 carries, 113 yards, touchdown, 2 catches for 2 yards there. Pofele Ashlock, the heel of the game in receiving for Hawaii, 9 for 69 and a touchdown. And defensively, it's tough. It's tough between the two Stanford guys, but you know me, I like defensive touchdowns. So I'm going to go linebacker Wilfredo Abar, tackle. It was a solo and a fumble recovery in the end zone for a touchdown. Hawaii -1.5 covered, under 50.5. Preseason, Jimmy, we're not going to talk about this too in depth. Week 3, Eagles went over the Jets 19-17. This was actually one of the more entertaining games. The Jets almost came all the way back. Eagles were up by 2 scores. They let the Jets score 2 touchdowns, and luckily they stopped the 2-point conversion to win the game. But yeah, the thing about preseason week 3, we do these recaps, and then 3/4 of the guys that are on the screen have gotten cut already. So, yeah. One thing I will say, though, as an Eagles fan, I have not been impressed with Kyle McCord. I was expecting more based off what I saw at Syracuse last year and a 5th-round status, but he really has not looked very good. So I've been kind of surprised at that. That I think that has also necessitated the trade that we'll talk about in a second. That also factored into it, I think. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this one. Yeah. Titans over the Vikes, 23-13. Thank you, Jimmy. Your Vikings won me some money, allowing the Titans to cover the spread.
You're welcome. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Did you have anything that you saw in the third game here for the Vikes?
I think it's pretty clear based on transactions that the Vikings have made, and you alluded to, that they really are impressive. Brosmer, as we saw, 15 for 23, 161 yards, a touchdown. I mean, he's older than J.J. McCarthy. He is an undrafted free agent rookie. I don't think he's going to be the primary backup. I think the signing they made earlier this week is going to be the primary backup. I think but Brosmer has earned that QB3 role. Like Brett Rippon was awful all preseason. So was Sam Howell. Honestly, Brosmer half the time, honestly, the entire time, he looked like the only quarterback that knew what he was doing. Other than that, not a lot of standouts for Vikings. I like Nesbitt a little bit. He's a pretty solid tight end. Maybe he could find a spot here and there. Levi Drake Rodriguez, I'm in love with the kid. I think he's going to be a contributor very soon, especially after another transaction. Vikings were busy making some moves. So that's all I got. I really like Brosmer. I like him as QB3. I think he earned it over Rippon and Howell. And Tennessee, when it comes to Tennessee, I think Brandon Allen and Trevor Siemian are really good backups for Cam Ward. But you got to give Cam Ward a lot of runway. You really shouldn't be seeing Allen or Simeon unless Cam Ward gets hurt. But yeah, I mean, and I was pretty impressive. What's his name? Julius Chestnut. I've always liked him. I think he could be a pretty quality running back for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, he's been good a couple preseason so far. Yeah, you pretty much said everything. Go Dogs. Chaz Chambliss leading the game in tackles for the Vikings, rookie out of Georgia. Cowboys 31-13 romp over the Falcons. Despite the Falcons losing, I thought Easton Stick I think has played pretty well this preseason. Does the management think he's played well enough to facilitate a trade of Kirk Cousins? I don't know. Maybe. Or a straight out cut, because I doubt that anyone will want to take on Cousins' salary. But that's a big question. I think we're going to see the answer to soon for Atlanta. 71.4%, 198, touchdown, a pick, 3 carries, 18 yards. Joe Milton, yeah, the completion percentage sucked, but he ran the ball pretty effectively and had some decent throws when he needed to. If I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, I'm not excited to have Joe Milton as our main backup because he has not looked pretty good this whole preseason in my mind. So, yeah. Congrats to Ben DiNucci, by the way. He got cut by the Falcons. And he posted on his Instagram or X, whatever, that 7th time getting cut from the NFL beer at the Atlanta airport. So Ben DiNucci's having a good time.
He's hilarious. He's always a fun watch.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, him in Hard Knocks is awesome. Yeah, I'm hoping Nick Nash can make this team. Undrafted out of San Jose State. I was shocked that he went undrafted. He's big body receiver. Not the fastest, but again, the jump balls is where you really played in Nick Nash's game well. And I don't really know, other than Kyle Pitts. I mean, Drake London, I guess, can do it too. But I don't know. I like Nick Nash. I think he should make this roster, hopefully. Led the game in receiving, 6 for 87. Forgot to get the targets in there today, but defensively, yeah, Perrion Winfrey for the Cowboys, UFL guy. Great he's had a really good preseason. I think he should stick in Dallas. I think 4 tackles, 2 solos, sack, tuck for loss, 1 pass defense, and 2 QB hits. The Bears, 29-27. Jimmy, I love Tyson Bagent. He is the best freaking backup quarterback other than Tanner McKee in the NFL.
I mean, he does his job. I mean, there's a reason they paid him well to be a primary backup. They trust this guy a lot to be where he is. This is not to take anything away from Caleb Williams. He's the primary, number one starter. He's the franchise face. But when you have that trust in the backup that, like, you don't have to rely on the defense in case something goes wrong with Caleb, like he needs to be, needs to be sat because he's injured or because, like, something's going on with his performance. It's nice to have a backup that you can be like, all right, like, I could still win with the offense with this quarterback. And Bagent's proved that.
Right. Yeah, he made me $75 with this comeback. I'm mad at myself. I did not put $10. I only put 5 on live. When they were getting the ball back, I was like, dude, Tyson Bagent's going to drive these boys down the field and score his game-winning touchdown. And that he did. It was a hell of a drive for Tyson Bagent. Managed the clock very efficiently. Left, I think it was 9 seconds left on the clock. And he looked exactly like the type of quarterback you want on your team. 71.4%, 212, 3 touchdowns, 2 carries for 10 yards. Mahomes and that Chiefs offense looked good. 61.5%, 143 a touchdown, 18-yard carry as well. I was shocked at how long Andy Reid left them in. But they played the whole, I think, a quarter and a half. For Ben Johnson, he played his starters the whole first half. I was also shocked about that. 73.3% for Caleb, 113 a touchdown, 2 carries for 18 yards there. The Chiefs backups weren't the greatest. Chris Oladokin was not good. Bailey Zappi wasn't that great either. Gardner Minshew also was not the greatest. So, yeah. Your boy Laquan, or not Laquan Treadwell. Laquan Treadwell was in a different game. Tyquan Thornton, though, he had a big 58-yard reception from Mahomes on his 2 targets there. Rashee Rice catching a touchdown this one. On to Saturday. Ravens. Of course, they're 3-0 in the preseason. When are they not? 30-3 demolition of the Commanders. And I really don't know how they got there because the quarterback statistics are not good. I don't know what happened in this game. And by the way, the defensive stats are about to go away soon because this was when I couldn't get defensive stats on my phone to work. So, or any statistics on my phone at all. So I had to do use the Google statistics, and they don't do as much as the ESPN. Anyways, Cooper Rush was by far the best quarterback in this game. 5 of 5, 59 yards. Sam Hartman, he had a good completion percentage, 70.6. Same with Devin Leary, 73.9. They did not have a lot of yards, though. Hartman with 114, 2 picks. Leary, 71. Josh Johnson didn't play that well. And, yeah, there was just this one was weird. I don't know how the Ravens scored 30 points. Couldn't tell you. But, yeah, I think the Ravens are happy with their signing of Cooper Rush. He has played pretty well this preseason. And for Washington, we haven't seen Mariota this preseason, so that was interesting. Broncos beating up on the Saints. They were 3-0 in the preseason, one of a couple teams. Yeah, dude, this Broncos team, I'm telling you right now, they look good. They look very good. Bo Nix in this one, 71.4%, 110, a touchdown. And I was expecting Stidham to play again because he's been freaking lighting people up in the preseason. He did not play though. Sam Ellinger was the quarterback. I guess they were like, we've seen enough, Jarrett. Like, we know you're good.
You got the job.
Yeah. So Sam Ellinger, and hey, Sam Ellinger balled out 71%, 198, a touchdown, a pick, 6 carries, 25 yards. I expect the Broncos to only keep 2. But Ellinger has been around with the Colts and Broncos now, and this performance, I think, definitely will get him a roster spot somewhere. He's good enough. And for the Saints, quarterback battle wise, while Rattler didn't play the best, 62.5%, just 43 yards, I still think Kellen Moore. The Saints are the last one to announce their starter of the teams with a battle, and I have to believe Kellen Moore is gonna say it's Spencer Rattler. He has definitely played the best in the Saints games I've seen, and it just doesn't look like Schuff is ready yet. Should we say the trade that just went down, Jimmy? Because I just
a trade went down.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna talk about trades in a second, but
hey, it's breaking news. Bring it up.
Yeah, so the Browns will not be keeping 4 quarterbacks after all.
Whoa.
The Browns are trading quarterback Kenny Pickett to the Las Vegas Raiders. So Aiden O'Connell fractured wrist. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Pickett now becomes Geno Smith's number 1 backup.
Yeah, that doesn't really surprise me. I feel like those rumors have been going on for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, for the Browns, solid getting, recouping value for a guy you traded for earlier. That wasn't going to be it's a good move for them. It's for Cleveland, and then, picking, getting him out of the room and then, letting Snoop Huntley go. It's like, okay, this crowded QB room is now a little bit roomier. So I think that's something the Browns desperately needed, and getting value for Pickett is a good place to be.
Yeah, well, and they got excellent value. I don't know if you saw the compensation. They just got a 5th round pick for him.
Oh.
So I don't remember what the Eagles trade was. I know it was DTR and the pick swap, I believe.
I'll check. I'll look it up real quick.
So yeah, but now it is an interesting situation in Cleveland. Joe Flacco is 40 years old. Okay.
Ageless.
What if he gets hurt? You have 2 rookies behind him that they've had their moments, but neither of them look like they are ready.
I think it would have to be Dylan Gabriel. He's looked a little better. Than Sanders. Oh, by the way, it was a 5th and DTR. So the Browns basically just got back their 5th.
Right. And DTR got cut. So
basically it was a wash. A big wash. Like nothing happened. So
yeah. So it's essentially Kenny Pickett got traded from the Eagles to the Raiders.
Essentially. Yeah, like he went to the Eagles to the Raiders, and the Browns dropped 15 spots in the 5th round. Oh well. But
they got the Raiders pick back, so they probably only dropped a couple spots.
Yeah, maybe like 5 at most, 3 or 4 or 5. But yeah, I mean, to bring it back to the Browns quarterback room, I think they just don't care about. I think they're kind of in the Saints situation where they really don't care. Like they're gonna let guys play. I don't think they look at anyone in that quarterback room and go like, "Oh yeah, you're franchise. Oh yeah, we want you here." As we see you as a starting quarterback in 5 years. It's like I don't think they look at anyone with that. They'd like to be pleasantly surprised with a guy like Gabriel or Sanders, but like I don't think they're banking on it. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't. They're hoping that Flacco sucks and they can get a high pick next year. And I mean, they don't really need a high pick either, though. They have 2 first-round picks because the Jags, the Mason Graham trade.
Sure.
But so they're also rooting against Jacksonville the whole season. but yeah, as long as they have one of their picks in the top 10, I think that they'll be okay being able to move up and get one of the top guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so I think Spencer Rattler is going to win the job. Yeah, well, it was Browns. They did win. They went 3-0 in the preseason, believe it or not. 1917. And I didn't think they were going to go 3-0. I thought they were going to go 2-1. I thought the GOAT himself, Dresser Wynn, was going to win this game. He got the Rams down the field, took the lead 17-16. I think it was only like 35 seconds to go in the game, and kudos to Shedeur Sanders for leading the Browns down the field, getting into field goal range, and winning this game. Or Tyler Huntley.
No, yeah, I thought were you making a joke? Were you making a
Tyler Huntley?
No, you said Sanders, man. You said
was it Tyler Huntley?
It was Huntley.
He only completed one pass.
Yeah, that's all he needed.
Okay. That's why I didn't put him on here, because he was like 1 for 1.
That's all he needed, man. I mean,
okay, whatever. But yeah, Browns walked it off with the field goal there. Didn't matter. Dresser Wynn did his job. He covered for me. Plus 6.5, baby. Won the big money parlay. That's what we like to see. My grandma keeps calling me.
Dude, don't leave her hanging.
I got stuff to do.
It's grandma, though.
Harold Fannin. Okay, I got to take it.
Yeah.
So Harold Fannin catching the touchdown. Go on the Colts.
I'll go on the Colts. I got you, man. Well, got the Colts winning. First win of the preseason for the Colts, 41-14. This really was the battle of who wants to be QB3. Like Riley Leonard and Jason Bean really did well. I really like what Riley Leonard did, 15 for 20, 189 yards, a passing touchdown, and a 14-yard carry. He looked really composed. I was really impressed with what he did. And then Jason Bean, he's probably going to be the odd man out, but I liked what he did. 11 for 17, also had a passing touchdown, had a passing interception, a little bit more movement on his feet, 6 carries, 28 yards. Pretty good offensive day for the Colts, something you're not used to hearing with Anthony Richardson in charge. But, hey, not bad. On the other side, the Bengals, we've talked about it all offseason, and I'm just going to emphasize it now. Like, their depth is not good, and it comes down to just even their backup quarterbacks, like Desmond Ridder, 8 for 20. I mean, 40%. 75 yards and an interception. I mean, he's lucky he had a rushing touchdown, or else this is probably the worst quarterback performance of the weekend. And I'm including Shedeur Sanders in there. Peyton Thorne was not much better, a little bit more efficient, but didn't get a lot of yards. Probably the best performers, though, really were the running backs. Kendall Minton averaged 9 yards a carry, 72 yards. Nate Knoll in Indiana, 9 yards a carry as well. I mean, these guys really went everywhere in the field. And then doesn't stop there. You have Usui Bentley, the 4th in Indiana, although didn't average as many yards. He had 2 rushing touchdowns on the day with 32 yards on the ground. And then Quali Conley of Cincinnati. Also, it's crazy. Both teams' running backs averaged the same amount of yards. Milton and Knoll, 9 yards a carry. Bentley and Conley, 4 yards a carry. And then Conley also had a rushing touchdown. But to continue this great offensive day, Laquan Treadwell, my God, I think he's like 10 years into the league, 6 receptions, 116 yards, and a receiving touchdown. He's proven it might never be too late to have a breakout year. So good on him. Other key performers, Coleman Owens, another receiving touchdown, and then on the Cincinnati side, not a lot of good stats. I mean, when you have quarterbacks like Ridder and Thorne not really doing much, it's hard to get anything. But Isaiah Williams was still able to receive, 3 passing receptions for 33 yards.
Yeah, Coleman Owens having a great preseason, and I don't know if there's enough room on the Colts roster for him to make it, but undrafted out of Ohio, he's been having a really solid preseason. I think he had 100 yards last week. Yeah, so Riley Leonard should make this team. I think the Colts will keep 3. Yeah, the Cincinnati quarterbacks were dog shit in this game.
Oh, another trade.
Texans 26-7. Well, it's your team. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Vikings are sending defensive back Mekhi Blackman to the team we were just mentioning, the Colts, for a 6th-round pick. That's really unfortunate. I had a lot of hopes for Mekhi Blackman. He had a torn ACL last training camp. And I mean, he came back and he really wasn't really there. He didn't really read routes well. He kind of got burnt a lot during the preseason. I'm not overly surprised. I'm wondering if this is just more movement for Minnesota to bring in a wide receiver. I think maybe they're thinking of bringing in multiple people with how many moves they've made, but I'm kind of surprised. I thought they would give a longer leash to Mekhi Blackman, but that's just the story, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like this offseason is a lot of that. 2023 draft picks, higher draft picks getting moved or cut. It seems like there's been a bunch of guys in that 2, 3, 4 round range that are on the fringe of teams right now, going into year 3. And Blackman, like I said, one of those guys, 2023 3rd round pick. So yeah. Colts needed it though. They didn't really have a ton at corner, especially depth wise, outside of Kenny Moore. So makes a ton of sense. They do have Travarius Ward as well, who they signed the offseason. So just strengthening that unit there. Texans 26-7. Yeah, I was totally impressed when I saw the stats. Graham Mertz balled out 87.5%, 145 touchdown, 2 carries, 20 yards. And I'll just say it right now, even though I had it in the script. But yeah, Kyle Allen wins the QB2 job, and deservedly so. He's looked the much better quarterback this preseason. 5 of 5, 66 yards and a touchdown. Excellent performance by Kyle Allen. Hendon Hooker he hasn't had it. Rookie season he was hurt because the ACL. Last year was okay, and this preseason there's another guy, 2023 3rd round pick, Hendon Hooker. Yeah. Going into year 3, it just has not materialized for him. So, yeah, he's on the way out of Detroit, and I'm sure they hope they can get him back on waivers, but I'm not sure that they will, being that he was drafted that high and he's at the quarterback position. So, not much else to say. Woody Marks getting in the end zone, 4th rounder out of USC there. Packers 20-7 over the Seahawks. And once again, Milrow's not ready. He's going to have his package of plays this year that they're going to run. But again, passing wise, he's not there yet. I don't know if he will get there because I likened him to Anthony Richardson. He's a little bit smaller. He's faster than Anthony Richardson, but it's the same issue. If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you have to throw the ball. Have to be able to throw the ball. So it's Justin Fields too. It's the same issue. Anyways, for the Packers though, they need to keep Taylor Elgersma. The Packers need to keep 3 quarterbacks, and the 3rd quarterback should be Taylor Elgersma. Sorry, my boy Sean Clifford. Love you, bud. Greatest Penn State quarterback ever, Sean Clifford. But until Drew Aller wins national championship this year, then Drew Aller will be it. But I'm telling Taylor Elgersma, you have seen the improvement every single week of the preseason. And this kid's undrafted, so you have more team control than you do with Clifford. Clifford's in year 3. I believe he was 2023 draft pick. Maybe even 22. I can't remember. I think 23 though. And Elgersma is big, 6'5", 240 kind of guy. Great frame. He can run the ball for how big he is. He can run. I watched him at the Senior Bowl. He was very good and played very well last week against the Colts and played well in this one as also. So I don't know. I think they got a decision to make in Green Bay. If they're keeping 3 is the first decision, and if they are, is it going to be Elgersma or is it going to be Clifford, who has been with them a couple years? I don't know. Malik Willis has not played particularly well this preseason, though. I'm just going to say that. Last week he did, but week 1 and 3, not very good. How about Matthew Golden? First round rookie getting a catch, 39 yards. Dolphins over the Jags, 14-6. Yeah, this was gross. Dude, I don't know though. This is another one that it's like they got a decision to make. The Dolphins. Quinn Ewers has been playing really well, and they went out and got Zach Wilson to be Tua's backup, but and he hasn't played bad per se. But I don't know. I think Quinn Ewers might have outplayed Zach Wilson. And just like I was talking about with the Packers, you have more team control at a lower salary with Quinn Ewers.
You want to hear something crazy? I picked up Quinn Ewers as an undrafted free agent in my Dynasty fantasy team, and I nicknamed him Tua's got to get hurt eventually. I knew it. I knew this kid was going to play. I mean, he's proved it. I thought he was extremely underrated in Texas. I think people gave too much credence to his age. They're like, oh, he's a little bit of an older college quarterback. Oh, he's playing longer than he should. But it's like, my guy, like I'm not gonna say single-handedly, but like he really led the offense of a team that got to the semifinals last year. Like, you can't sleep on that. Like he ran an NFL like style in college too. So I mean, I think he's good. I think he should be the primary backup. I get if you want to pick Zach Wilson just for the like veteran pick, but like I thought Quinn Ewers has really shown his worth.
What up, Mark?
Hey guys, how are you guys?
Doing
Good,
well.
man. Getting some Quinn Ewers talk.
I just heard it.
Yeah, we think Jimmy and I are on the same page. We think he beat out Zach Wilson. He should be the backup to Tua this year, and they should cut Wilson.
I agree as well. For the same reasons I heard Jimmy talking.
The Jags didn't play anyone. Hennigan and Wolford both are not going to make that team. They're only going to keep 2. The Dolphins also have another interesting position battle. That's running back. Ollie Gordon, another draft pick this year, has balled out in the preseason. Scored a couple, I think 1 or 2 touchdowns. I know at least 1. But yeah, I've been really impressed with Ollie Gordon. And what's impressed me most is his receiving ability. It was kind of underrated because Oklahoma State doesn't really throw to the running backs a lot. So he really worked on that, I think, at the Senior Bowl and in the off-season training camp to get that better. And, he didn't have any catches this one. But the Dolphins also are a team that doesn't particularly throw a lot to the running backs, but he has looked good receiving the ball as well. So there you go, Jimmy. There's another guy. Pick up Ollie Gordon in Dynasty. Put him on your taxi squad.
My taxi squad full right now.
So is mine.
Let's see, who do I have in my taxi squad now that the conversation's up? I mean, I have Quinn Ewers on my taxi squad. I got Quinn Ewers, JT Sanders, Ty Felton, and Xavier Restrepo. That's my taxi squad.
Pretty solid taxi squad.
It ain't bad, man. I still believe in JT Sanders. I have an open roster spot, but I'm holding on to it for a couple weeks just to see like if someone on the waiver wire like shows up, or I can get like a solid performer for like a late round pick and have them fill that bench role.
Yeah, I got Marshawn Lloyd, Trey Benson, Jack Besh, and Terrence Ferguson.
Lloyd was on mine, but he graduated. I put him on the main roster. After A.J. Dillon was traded, let go, I was like, he might get some more reps.
Yeah. Bills over the Bucks here, 23-19. Shane Buechele balling out. Did not help his case. He got cut today. 83.3%, 278 touchdown, 5 carries, 20 yards. But great film to put on for anyone else. He has been with 2 fantastic organizations in his career, with the Chiefs for a couple of years and now the Bills this offseason. So he's been coached very well. Just looking to latch on somewhere. And yeah. I'll just say it now because I was going to say it during the news segment anyways. But Kyle Trask got cut today, man. Former second-round pick. He is going to go back onto the IR because he has a shoulder issue. And Jeremy Fowler said that they're going to work out a settlement or a release so he can look for a new team there. But yeah, Kyle Trask, second-round pick a couple years ago, just never materialized. And his completion percentage was great, 76.5%. Did only 93 yards though. Did throw a touchdown, but yeah, he has not looked great.
I know a couple teams though that would like to have a look at him when he is released.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else on this game here. Oh, yeah. How about Garrett Green, former quarterback at West Virginia, playing wide receiver now, scoring a touchdown preseason game against the Bills?
We're not going to talk about the punch that led to the let go.
I was going to talk about him in the cuts, 53 cuts. 49ers 30-23 over the Chargers. Mordecai and Bradley got cut, so their games didn't matter. This was not very good quarterback play. For a game that had 53 points, there was not good quarterback play. LA, I don't know what they're doing with the backup. Heineke, I think it is by default. I don't think Lance has played well enough to beat him out. And DJ has had some games, but he's not developmentally there yet, I think. So I think Heineke is going to stick unless they find something better on the trade or free agent market.
Well, I think that's what I like about some people hate the preseason, right? And it's not necessarily good football. But each week you go against a better defense, if that makes sense. And so, Trey Lance comes out and everybody's like, oh, man, he really looks good. The first preseason game, they're like, this is why everybody regarded him this way. A little bit with Shador in Cleveland, oh, man, he balled out. Well, then you go against an even better defense and you're like, okay, wait a minute. Like, now I'm starting to realize why you're not getting much playing time or why you're on the depth chart this way. And then you actually open up the NFL season, and that's why you find people as backups or getting cut or not playing at all.
Yeah. How about T.O.'s son there catching a 22-yard touchdown in this one, Tariq Owens. Yeah. Cards 2010 over the Raiders. Dude, I love Cam Miller. I know he only completed 50%, 102, but he's really played well. And I was hoping that the Raiders were going to give him a chance to be the backup. Did not happen with the Kenny Pickett trade today. It wasn't going to happen with Aiden O'Connell there anyways. But when O'Connell got hurt, I was like, dude, it's Cam Miller time. Let's go. Yeah. And then they just traded for Kenny Pickett. So it's, it is what it is. I do think they're definitely going to keep 3. I think Cam Miller's played too well that someone else would snatch him up off waivers if they did cut him. So I think he's there to stay in Vegas. And, he's been a winner. He obviously played at a very good school in North Dakota State for 3 years. And, yeah, I think Cam Miller is an excellent player. And experience, definitely. Good pick I think he went in the 6th round.
What do you think about Zamir White's role moving forward, or does he have one? Does he go to a different team?
He's been so bad in his NFL team stints so far with the Raiders. I mean, this game he was good. I mean, 4.7 per carry.
Right.
But when he's been given a lot of carries, it just hasn't been good. And I mean, that's probably partly because the Raiders' offensive line hasn't been the greatest outside of Colton Miller. And they did have Andre James as well, but he was on the back end of his career now. So he's with the Chargers. But I don't know. He'll probably make the team. I mean, I don't know what else they have really behind Genty with Madison went away this offseason. So did Amir Abdullah. And I don't remember who else is behind Genty right now. So, and he does have a role. Genty's definitely going to eat into that because last year Zamir was really the goal line back.
Right.
But with
He's
Genty,
right.
yeah, with Genty being able to do everything, I think it cuts into his work a little bit. But he does play special teams though, so. Dante Thornton, that's a guy to target. If you haven't had your fantasy draft yet, take a flyer on Dante Thornton late. This guy's been balling out at Raiders camp. He's worked his way into a starting job alongside Jacoby Myers. And, apparently he's got a good connection with Geno Smith. So, all right. Well, we already had a couple breaking news items, so we already talked about those. Let's just go into the news, though. College football. So we got week 0 already done. Mark, you didn't have anything on any of those games, did you, for week 0 there?
Nope.
Okay. Besides
it being ugly? Nah.
Dude, Farmageddon was great. Farmageddon was a good game in Ireland. Yeah, so we got the last couple. I guess it's the last couple. I don't know. I mean, I only get notifications from the big people at ESPN and NFL Network about who the starting quarterbacks are getting named. So, anyways, Wake Forest, Jake Dickert's first year at Wake Forest has named South Carolina transfer Robbie Ashford as the starter. And again, I've been there's been 5 million players' names in my head with doing all these conference previews and transfers. So I have no clue. I cannot remember who he was battling with at Wake, but Robbie Ashford is your Wake Forest Demon Deacon starter this weekend. And Michigan has made the very uneventful call of naming true freshman Chris Underwood as the starter, which everyone knew was coming. So, yeah. And big news. We were talking about the SEC today. Big news for the Gamecocks. Utah State transfer running back Rasul Faison has been granted a waiver by the NCAA to play this season. So he gets another year of eligibility, has been working out, and they get a massive boost to their backfield. Guy that ran for 1,000
yards. I mean, that helps them, you know. That's massive, yeah.
All right, let's get to NFL news. We already announced a couple of trades live that have gone down with Kenny Pickett and Mekhi Blackman. But Howie is doing it again. He had a triumvirate of trades yesterday. He was feeling trade horny on a Sunday, man. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, the Sunday scaries. So here's the first one. They get a quarterback, Sam Howell, and a 2026 6th rounder coming in from the Vikings for a 2026 5th, 2027 7th. I think it's a pretty even trade. I mean, Howell hasn't been the greatest in his career with Washington and Minnesota this offseason, but it's fine. They're going to ask him to be the main backup for now until McKee gets healthy with his thumb fracture, which apparently McKee has an outside chance to make it for week 1. So realistically, I mean, Howell's going to be the third QB, which I like him in that role. He's going to learn from one of the best offensive coaches in the league, in Nick Sirianni, and also get mentored by Jalen Hurts, who's a great leader. So I think it's a good move for Philly, taking a chance on Sam Howell, a guy that, when he was coming into the draft, I mean, there were
high expectations.
Right. Yeah. I mean, coming out of UNC.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an upgrade for Philly, because when you look at what their QB depth was behind Hurts and McKee, DTR sucked.
Yeah.
So they cut him today. And I told Jimmy earlier when we recapped the Eagles-Jets game from Friday. I have not been impressed with McCord. I had high expectations getting him in the 5th round this year. He really has not played well, so I think they're going to cut him, bring him back on the practice squad probably. But yeah, Howell is definitely an upgrade over those two guys, I think.
Well, and this is going. I mean, this is you're talking about how it's good for Eagles. I think the Vikings went out and signed Wentz, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where I think that's where Trask could end up. Like, hey man, you came off, you clear. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, but they like Brosmer. Brosmer has balled out in the preseason, so I think that's going to be their QB3. I think it's going to be McCarthy, Wentz, and Brosmer, because
that makes sense.
I highly doubt they would get Brosmer back off waivers, because he has been really good this preseason. The second trade here, the Chiefs bringing back a guy they drafted, defensive tackle Derek Nottie.
Yep.
I believe it was just this offseason in the Jets. I think he signed from the Chiefs to the Jets this offseason. I can't recall exactly, but yeah, again,
they like to trade with the Jets. Just ask Miko. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, get Derek Nottie and a 27-7 for a 27-6. That's kind of the trade that always happens. You just move up around, and back into the draft future pick. So not a big compensation there, but yeah, solid deal. I think both sides. The Jets get a pick higher, and although it's not very good because it's the Chiefs pick, so
they're all
going to be in the mid to late 20s more than likely. The second trade for Howie Roseman, second player acquired yesterday, was a guy they're familiar with as well, offensive tackle Fred Johnson. He signed from Philly to Jacksonville this offseason, and I was sad to see him go because I really liked Fred Johnson with the Eagles. He was a great backup, had played well in the preseason the last couple of years, and was the swing tackle for a little bit. So I really like him. I like that he's coming back to Philly. 26th, 7th round pick is perfectly fine compensation, and the Jags get a pick. Kind of surprised that they traded him. I thought they would like him, but guess if you can get a pick for a guy you're going to cut, technically you're good. So yeah, I like it. And the third one, so they got Fred Johnson. So like, we got to send a tackle out now. So the Eagles actually get a better pick, although it is 1 year later. It's 27
right.
600. But they send off tackle Darian Kennard to the Packers, which is fine. Again, I mean, I think it's a good trade for Philly. And Mark, did you know Darian Kennard is one of only 2 players in NFL history to win 3 straight Super Bowls?
I actually, because it started with obviously he was on the Chiefs squad, right?
Yeah, so he was on the Chiefs for their back-to-back, and then he was on the Eagles last year.
So I saw that on a social media post this summer after the Eagles won, and kind of just scrolled through it, and then somebody sent, I think it was you or somebody else, was like, this guy has been on 3. And I was like, oh wow. And I actually, these are in layman's terms, to people that don't watch FAA podcasts and love football, I love these moves by Howie. Man, these are little snippets that I think is going to make the Eagles competitive for the next 3 or 4 years, and not have that little law, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's unfortunately he will not be winning 4 straight Super Bowls. Dude, Packers fans hate me. All my friends that are Packers fans hate me for my prediction on the Packers this year.
I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl.
I have them at 7-10, bottom of the division.
The Detroit Lions might not be as good as they were last year, but the Packers are not winning a Super Bowl. I don't know that Jordan Love's going to be healthy this season. So, anyways.
Yeah. Patriots, they are shopping safety Kyle Duggar, former second-round pick, not meshing well with the new coaching staff apparently. So, see what the Pats get for him eventually. And today, the Raiders, wide receiver Jacoby Myers, I mentioned him earlier when talking Vegas, he has requested a trade. So, again, go get Dante Thornton if you're in a fantasy league. Big news for Houston. Texans running back Joe Mixon dealing with a foot injury. He moved from active to reserve, non-football injury list today. So he is out officially the first 4 games of the season.
Ooh.
Crazily, Nick Chubb is going to be your week 1 starting running back for the Houston Texans.
And let me tell you, I mean, it's always a what if, because it is a true thing, his health. But when he's healthy, guys, it doesn't matter what injury he came off, he's always produced. Always produced.
I think he's done. I think he's in that mold of major knee injury. I don't think he's going to come back. I mean, he didn't look that good last year when he came back.
Nah, he didn't. With Cleveland. It was yards per carry were so down.
It reminds me of Gurley.
Yeah. But when they were good, they were pretty
Georgia running backs.
When they were good, though, they were pretty darn good.
Swift's the only Georgia running back that has transcended and kept playing.
Yeah.
You look at it though. You got Gurley, you got Chubb got injured.
Well, you can't say Gurley didn't have a good career though.
Right. He was one of the best running backs in his couple years. Yeah.
I would say,
but again,
more than a couple.
Again, Sony Michel got injured with New England as well.
Yeah. We use them. We use them too much. Everybody in Sanford's like, run the dang ball, and you're like, whatever, guy, whatever.
IR today. The Bears placing corner Terrell Smith on IR, former second-round pick. I believe he's eligible to come back. Good news for the Cowboys. Corner Trayvon Diggs activated off the PUP list, so he will not be missing the first 4 games. Injuries, long list here. Chargers running back Najee Harris dealing with that eye injury. GM Joe Ortiz said that he is hopeful that Najee can be back by week 1, so we'll see. Also, going back to the Cowboys, bad news for rookie running back Jaden Blue. He has a low ankle sprain, but is still hope that he can make it back for week 1. 49ers, similar story here for wide receiver Jawan Jennings dealing with a calf injury. He is expected to play week 1 or be back there. Not the same for his teammate wide receiver Jacob Cowing. He is out about 6 weeks, re-aggravated his hamstring there. Mentioned Tanner McKee, fractured thumb, questionable for week 1. And big time news out of Miami, Dolphins kicker Jason Sanders, he's out 4 to 5 weeks, has a hip injury.
Dang.
All right, you ready for the cuts?
There's a lot of cuts. Just run through them. I'll listen.
Technically, tomorrow is the deadline, but teams were getting most of their cuts in today.
Yep.
Falcons, quarterback Ben DiNucci, wide receiver Jesse Matthews, wide receiver Quincy Skinner Jr., defensive tackle Morgan Fox, edge rusher edge rusher Ronnie Perkins, corner Lamar Jackson. And by the way, these are not every single cut. These are notable cuts, guys that I know or names. Bucks linebacker Anthony Walker Jr. He is being released off the PUP list, but he is healthy now apparently and ready to sign somewhere. And your guy, safety Shiloh Sanders, getting cut after getting into an altercation on the field and ejected on Saturday night with the Bills. Yeah. The Bills wide receiver Grant Dubose waived injured. Edge rusher Nelson Caesar, corner Zy Alexander. The Browns quarterback Tyler Huntley, tight end Sal Cannella, offensive tackle Jackson Barton, guard Javian Cohen, defensive ends KJ Henry and Titus Leo, linebackers Marvin Moody, Charlie Thomas III, corners Keenan Isaac and Darius Rush, and safety Nick Needham. The Rams marked quarterback Dresser Wynn, tight end McAllen Castles, offensive lineman John Leglu, and linebacker Tony Fields. Jimmy's Vikings quarterback Brett Rippon, running back Trey Stewart, wide receiver Silas Bolden, offensive tackle Logan Brown. For the Bears, quarterback Austin Reed, running back Ian Wheeler, running back Royce Freeman, wide receiver Samori Toure, linebacker Power Eccles. That's a guy I thought would make it. I know the Bears kind of stacked at linebacker, but I thought Eccles had played pretty well this preseason. Good player out of UNC. Corner Trey Flowers. For the Eagles, the only one I have right now is DTR. The Jets, quarterback Adrian Martinez, running back Lawrence Toafili, tight end Zach Kuntz cut this year. He had made the roster the last couple, being a former 7th rounder a couple years ago out of Old Dominion. Offensive tackle Liam Fornadell, linebacker Jamin Davis, notable cut there, former 1st-round pick of the Commanders. Cowboys, they cut offensive lineman Lyle Collins. I was surprised at that.
Yeah.
Because they brought him in after the Guyton injury. But I guess when the Guyton injury turned out to not be as serious as they thought, they, I guess, were okay with Guyton's progress. And he's still going to be out, I think. I don't think he's good to go week 1. I don't remember. I can't remember. I don't even remember what his injury is. Something in the leg. The Dolphins, I was shocked. They cut corner Mike Hilton. They don't have corners. Why are they cutting corners? They don't have corners to cut. I don't get it.
They got him in a Cracker Jack box, They can just.
The Niners, I mentioned already, cut quarterbacks Carter Bradley and Tanner Mordecai, running back Keyshawn Vaughn, defensive tackle Shaquille Brown, and edge rusher Jalen Allen. Saints, running back Cam Akers, tight end Seth Green, guard Mike Penasuk, and punter James Burnip. The Lions, I mentioned, cut quarterback Hendon Hooker. Commanders, cutting wide receiver Michael Gallup, wide receiver Braylon Sanders, and center Nick Harris. Bengals, quarterback Peyton Thorne, running back Quali Conley, wide receiver Rashad Owens, center Andrew Rame, defensive tackles McTelvin Agim and Taven Bryan, and corner Nate Brooks. And the Steelers today cutting punter Cameron Johnston. So Corliss Waitman wins the punting job there in Pittsburgh. For the Broncos here, is there anyone? Oh, they cut our Georgia guy there. Xavier Truss got cut by Denver. Offensive lineman. And also guard Clay Webb. I'm surprised. Very good undrafted free agent out of Jackson.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah.
Let's get into extensions. So the Commanders getting their guy finally back. They have signed wide receiver Terry McLaurin to a 3-year, $96 million extension.
How much is guaranteed?
I haven't seen anything on that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would expect it to be probably around 50 or 60.
60. I was thinking 60.
Yeah. But that is wild. That's way too much money for my book there.
Well, and I think that's the thing they were going back and forth was his age. He was saying he was demanding X amount of dollars compared to these wide receivers, but they were younger. And then you have a young quarterback, a new, ownership, and everybody's going, how do we have this continuity? And they overpaid, in my opinion, because at his age, it's one injury and that entire contract goes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. 30-year-old wide receiver, $33 million. That's too much for me.
You could have surrounded Jaden Daniels with a couple of different weapons, in my opinion.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't do anything in the offseason to improve the weapons other than Debo, and he's another 30-year-old wide receiver that has injury issues. So I don't know. But I do agree, though, with Terry McLaurin's camp that he had all the leverage.
Oh, yeah.
They needed him. They needed him. They didn't have.
Oh, yeah. That's why he got paid. Like I said, continuity, he's produced. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
By the way, the Rams, I'm just seeing this going through the Twitter feed here. The Rams, they cut 24 fifth-round outside linebacker Brennan Jackson. Second year out of Washington State. I really like that guy. Second in sacks in the preseason this year. Mentioned the Bills waived Shane Buechele. How about the Chargers? The Chargers have released former 2024 7th-round pick Brendan Rice. So Jerry's son looking for a job. It's so funny, though, that these kids are not as good as their dads. We were just talking about E.J. Warner, playing for Fresno now on his third team. And I was like, dude, like
it's
he's
tough,
not
man.
good.
It's tough. You fall in love with the game, but it's a gift. I mean, it is a gift. Like Tyson Bagent said, I have a gift, and no one back home has money. No one back home has this gift.
Yeah. By the way, with all the Vikings moves that they've done, they've netted, I should say, a 2026 5th-round pick and a 2027 6th-round pick. Because they got two. They got a 26-5 and a 26-6 and a 27-6 and a 27-7. And they gave the 26-6 and a 27-7 away. So, yeah, I mean, they got 2 picks. Sure. Out of all their moves. By the way, Trey Hendrickson has gotten paid as well. Got an increase. I forgot. Cardinals have their cuts, including quarterback Clayton Tune, tight end Oscar Cardenas, corner Stephen Gilmore, wide receiver Nate McCollum, and offensive lineman Donovan West. The Steelers, they cut kicker Ben Sauls, linebacker Mark Robinson. Panthers cutting quarterbacks Jack Plummer and Bryce Perkins. Running backs Imani Bailey, K'Ron Lynch Adams. Wide receivers Kobe Hudson, Jacoby George. Tight end Dominique Daphne. Outside linebacker J.J. Weaver. And, why'd we cut corner Mello Dotson? I love Mello. Kicker Matthew Wright. I love that. That was my pick. When the training camp started, I said I wanted freaking Ryan Fitzgerald to win the job at kicker, and that boy went out and did it. Undrafted out of Florida State this year. I think that's a great pick for the Panthers.
I'm ready for the Panthers to have a decent season.
I think I had 7-10, so 2-win improvement.
I'll take it.
Trey Hendrickson, though, by the way, holdout is done. increased salary. They didn't do a contract extension.
So he'll be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year unless they lock him up.
$14 million raise. Up from 16. He's now going to make $30 million this year. He also gets a $1 million incentive for playing 60% of the snaps and the Bengals making the playoffs. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he can do it again. I mean, the Bengals defense needs him. So
they have to have him. And then the other thing is this just a showdown for him to play 1 year and be gone, or are they going to lock him up?
I don't know. I mean, they'd get a third-round compensatory pick in 2027 if they let him go, more than likely. So,
you got to stay healthy.
Yeah, and he definitely won't be. He won't get 17.5 sacks again like he did last year. Their regression will he'll go back down to anywhere between 10 and 15, I'd say.
I think the Bengals are actually banking on him. I mean, they need him to be good, but I think they're banking on him, whether they resign him or not. Is the market after this year is not going to be what he thinks it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But hey,
and the last news item here. How about Amari Cooper back in the league, back to the team that he started with?
Yep.
1 year deal. Was with the Bills last year. Now signing with his old buddies, the Las Vegas Raiders. Granted, he was drafted as an Oakland Raider. And I think that was 2018. I want to say 2018, 2017. I can't remember.
Out of Alabama. Yeah, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Now you got me thinking about
that. All right, let's get into college football week 1. We didn't pick these games. Let's get to talk a bit. And there's a lot more games than the games that I have listed here, by the way. But these 5 games I think are very intriguing for Thursday night, which is when week 1 starts. This game, I have no clue why Boise State is only 6.5 point favorites. No clue.
By the way, we're really, really old. It was 2015, bro.
Okay, there you go. I am smashing Boise State minus 6.5. I think they're gonna kick the hell out of USF. I don't see this game going any other way. I mean, yes,
I think they're from knowing the rosters, they're 10 times better team.
Yeah, I mean they lost them, so they lost Ashton Genty, of course. But and now I'm blanking on they got another good running back. And I can't remember who it is, but I know this is an away game, but so what? I mean, Maddox Matson played very well last year, very underrated because of the hubbub around Genty. But now it's really Maddox's team, and I think he's going to run with it. So, yeah, I think Boise should cover easily. Total 63.5. I'm going with the under, though. I think Boise State defense shuts down the USF offense.
Yeah. I mean, the cross-country trip can't factor into the points that much.
Yeah. But I will say, what is up with the NCAA? Did you see these start times on Thursday, Mark? What are we doing? This one's 5:30 p.m. I'm gonna
have it on a radio on the way to do family things, and then I'm definitely watching ECU and NC State because if no one knows, the last time they played each other, they threw hands against each other.
Like, dude, I won't even be home by the time this game starts. I'll be halfway home by the time this game starts.
Well, and that's that cross-country BS that we need to get. Like, man, there needs to be some regional games that the NCAA puts together.
Yeah,
but that's a different topic, but whatever.
But like, you expect this one being an East Coast game.
Why is it at 5:30 on a Thursday?
Right. People have
here's a better question. How many college students are gonna What do they call it? Are you leaving class at 3:30? Are you drinking in class?
Oh
Are
yeah.
you like what do you? I don't know.
The guy in the back of the class has the beer hat on.
He's watching our show, going, guys, look at me.
Yeah. So this one's wild at 5:30, and apparently my other slides did not save. That's cool. So we'll just go talk about the other games. Ohio at Rutgers. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm saying. Rutgers is 16-point favorites in Piscataway.
You taking?
But watch out for Ohio.
You taking it?
I picked Ohio to win the MAC this year. I really like Parker Navarro. You know, I'm a quarterback guy, so Parker Navarro, very experienced quarterback for the Bobcats, and I think they have a really good roster. And again, I picked them to win the MAC, so I think they could give Rutgers a little bit of a thing, especially being on a Thursday night game, 6:00 start. Again, another weird start time, but yeah, I don't know. The Bobcats are going to be one of the better G5 teams this year. I had
only thing I know about the Bobcats, and not personnel or anything, they do have good resources for their size of school. Just like in the MAC, there's a few other schools, Miami, Ohio, things like that. But they got a great sports management program too.
The other Athens.
It is.
It's Athens number 3. It's number 3 Athens on the world. On the world list, it's number 3. Yeah. But yeah, I had them going 9-3, winning the MAC over Toledo. 49.5 is the total on that one. I'm gonna lean under. I think Shiano's defense does a good job, and they keep it sort of low there.
He's always been good at defense.
Again, 6 p.m. Like, I'm going to get home at the start of that game. 6 p.m. on Big Ten Network. What are we doing? Jacksonville State at UCF, okay? 19 points for the Knights. And again, we're doing the Sun Belt on Friday. So I don't have records, and I haven't previewed anything for any of the Sun Belt teams, so I have no clue. Although Jacksonville State is not in the Sun Belt anymore, and I just remembered that. So they are in the Conference USA.
USA, yeah.
And by the way, they are my Conference USA champ this year. There you go.
They will be.
Over Liberty, 8-4.
Conference USA has like Kennesaw State in there, Eastern Kentucky, I think.
Western Kentucky.
Western, okay.
Liberty, yeah, Louisiana Tech, Sam Houston, FIU. Your boys moving up this year to Conference USA. Mo State
getting smoked. Getting smoked.
Hey, man, nah. I have them finishing
second to last.
I have them finishing seventh. Seventh in the
conference. No.
5-7. 5-7. They're just short of a bowl game.
So if you didn't know, the head coach is Ryan Beard, and his father-in-law is Bobby Petrino. So he is an offensive guru. I will give you that.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of the conference. So they get a shot in year one. Delaware does not. Delaware does not have a shot in year one.
They don't.
I don't have them finishing last, though. I have them finishing third to last.
When you visit Athens next, it might be this weekend. I don't know. We need to talk about going to see some of these games. My buddy lives right off campus at Delaware. And then, my mom's passed away, but we can always go back to my stomping grounds at Missouri State.
Yeah, I've never been to Delaware. I've been near it. I've been near the campus, but I've never actually been.
Interesting.
I don't even. It's Wilmington, right?
Yep.
Yeah. The fourth game I have dubbed on Thursday is Nebraska. Nebraska getting 7 points at Cincinnati. Okay, I said in the Big 12 preview. Okay, I think Cincinnati, although I did not have their record being the greatest, I do think they are going to surprise some people this year. I'm just saying. 7-5. I have them 7th in the conference. They're sneaky. They have a veteran team, and I'm blanking on who
I
they
actually
but yeah.
I actually think Matt Rule is a great coach. I really do believe that. He changes cultures. Whether on the mic he sounds retarded, that's not a good word. I take that back. Not astute to fans and other coaches. He does a really good job reviving programs. And if his quarterback is as good as what they think he is, this is a game on a Thursday. Not a lot of people are watching, but could be a highlight reel on Friday. And everybody goes, darn, Nebraska's the real deal.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati's going to give him a good shot in the arm there, being at home for one, and I like the veteran quarterback Brendan Sorsby there, and they got a good running back duo. Tawee Walker comes in from Oklahoma, and Evan Pryor as well. Good running back duo. I'm not a big fan of the wide receivers there. Cyrus Allen, probably their best one in my mind. Caleb Goody's also not terrible, but they have a veteran offensive line as well, so I think they're going to give Nebraska a good game. I do think the Huskers will win it, but I would lean Cincinnati +7 just because they're at home. Home dog, week 1.
What time does that kick off?
That one's a normal time. Actually, not really. It's late. 9 p.m. East.
So we start at 5:30 and we end. No, I'm just kidding.
The Jacksonville State game, by the way, that's a total of 52.5. I'm leaning on the over. Even though Jacksonville does usually have a good defense, it's UCF offense. 7 p.m. ESPN Plus on that one. And, total's 54.5 for the Nebraska game. I'm going to lean over on that one as well.
Is Dylan Raiola the real deal?
We'll see. I don't know. I have Nebraska. They are in the bottom half of the league. I have them. They are the last bowl team for me at 6-6 in the Big Ten.
Ooh.
Yeah. Big Ten's rough. Last game I have to talk about on Thursday, Miami, Ohio, the Red Hawks headed to Wisconsin to face the Badgers. Badgers getting 17 here. The reigning MAC champs. And I think Miami, Ohio is not going to be that good this year. I do have them in a bowl game. I have them 6-6, finishing 4th in the conference. But yeah, I think they're still a decent team, but they lost their quarterback. Brett Gabbert is now gone finally. And I think it's a big loss. They also lost a lot of other players. So I think Wisco should win handily. I'm not sure about the 17. Luke Fickell's got another new quarterback. I believe Billy Edwards is going to be the starter. I'm not exactly sure, but
I think he will be.
For one, he wasn't the greatest at Maryland. So not really sure what that's going to look like. Wisco, I have Wisco being really bad this year, Mark. 3rd to last in the Big Ten, 3-9 for me. I don't believe in that roster. Again, it's the quarterback. I'm a big quarterback person.
Camp Randall is just a cool, beautiful place, in my opinion. But yeah. I think it's, Barry Alvarez was there for so long. Now he's been on these committees, and it's almost one of those, this is what I would take it or leave it. Tennessee women's basketball is trying to get back to the golden age of Pat Summitt. Well, sometimes you got to get out of the family. They've got out of the family. This is the one, when I say that, Barry Alvarez needs to stop touching things to be good again.
Yeah. Luke Fickell just has not been able to pick a quarterback. I don't know what his issue is. They don't have the money, maybe. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Like, what is Wisconsin's NIL compared to Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State?
This is wild. Total is 39.5 in that game.
Nah,
that's gross.
You're not going to be good in the Big Ten if that's your total.
39.5. I don't like that. 9 p.m. Big Ten Network. All right, we gotta like rapid fire these SEC schools, dude.
Never.
Mississippi State. We start at the bottom, go to the top. Mississippi State 2-10 last year for the Bulldogs. 0-8 in conference. By the way, how about SEC going 9 conference games next year?
It will be.
Losses. Michael Van Buren, quarterback, went to LSU. Running back Kevon Lee went to UNLV. Kevin Coleman Jr. to Missouri. Wide receiver Kelly Akari is on the Cardinals. Mario Craver went to Texas A&M. Interior offensive lineman Mykylin Pounders to Louisville. Linebacker Stone Blanton on the 49ers. Defensive back Bryce Pollock to Texas Tech. Safety Corey Ellington has gone as well. They actually returned quite a bit. I was surprised at how much they're returning.
Do they get one win?
For Jeff Levy. Quarterback Blake Shapen. Running backs Devon Booth, Johnny Daniels. Wide receiver Jordan Mosley. Tight end Sadhu Traore. Guards Jacoby Jackson, Albert Reese IV. Linebackers Nick Mitchell, Brandon Jennings, Zachary Tillman. Safeties Isaac Smith and Hunter Washington. Kicker Kyle Ferry as well. They did a decent job getting some O linemen there, and I think my pages got all mixed up somehow. I don't know what happened here. Oh, maybe not. Quarterback Luke Cromanhoke from FSU. They got a big transfer class, by the way. Running back Fluff Bothwell from South Alabama. Love that guy. Wide receivers, Brennan Thompson from Oklahoma. Anthony Evans III from Georgia. Marcus Allen from Eastern Michigan. Aiden Williams from Ole Miss. Kick returner, wide receiver Cam Thompson from NIU. Offensive tackle Blake Steen from Virginia. Javen James from Maryland. Guard Trevor Mayberry from Stanford. Center Kobe Keenum from Kentucky. Brennan Smith from UTEP. Interior defensive lineman Jamil Burrows from Miami. Edge rushers Red Hibbler from NC State. Will Whitson from Coastal Carolina. Linebackers Jalen Smith from Tennessee. Malik Silla from Texas A&M. Darian Gillette from Texas. Corners Dwight Lewis III from Marion College. Javen Williams from Kennesaw State. Jaron Manning from Old Dominion. Safety Tony Mitchell, East Mississippi Community College. Schedule. Mississippi State. Here we go. At Southern Miss, week 1. Win. They're going to win that one, hopefully. They're going to lose against number 11 Arizona State. They're going to win against Alcorn State. I'm a little lower on NIU this year, so I think they can win that one, and then it starts. Home against number 24 Tennessee, loss. At number 19 Texas A&M, loss. Week 7 bye. At number 15 Florida, loss. Home against number 1 Texas, loss. At Arkansas, do they have a chance in Fayetteville? No. At Arkansas, loss. Home against number 5 Georgia, loss. At Missouri. Mizzou's a little bit lower this year, I think, but loss. Week 13 bye. Egg Bowl, number 21 Ole Miss, Black Friday. It's a home game for the Cowbells. Can they get the upset in another lost year? No, they cannot. It's a loss. It's another 2-10 season for me, or 3-9, I should say, 3-9. It is 0-8 in conference once again.
I agree.
It's bad. Kentucky,
is that the worst? If you got the worst ACC team to them, would they beat them? I had this discussion, not to prolong it. Would they beat the worst ACC team?
Let me look who I had the worst ACC team as.
Somebody called me and said, there's no way Mississippi State would beat us.
Stanford? Yeah, they beat Stanford. They would beat Stanford. Especially from what I saw against Hawaii this weekend. Yeah, they beat Stanford.
He's watching, so you heard it.
Yeah. I mean, if they would have beat Hawaii, maybe not, but they lost Hawaii. I mean, I have Stanford and Hawaii both going 3-9 this year, so, and Mississippi State's going 3-9, but Mississippi State has better talent than Stanford and Hawaii, maybe even combined.
All right, let's run through it. Let's go.
Kentucky, the Wildcats, 4-8, 1-7 in conference last year. Losses. Quarterback Brock Vandegrift, he retired. They lost quarterback Gavin Wimsatt to Jacksonville State. Running back Demi Sumo Karngbe is on the Ravens. Wide receiver Dane Key went to Nebraska. Berrien Brown went to LSU. Defensive tackle Octavius Oxendine. He's on the Saskatchewan Roughriders in the CFL. He was a first-round pick, I believe, this year in the CFL draft. Interior defensive lineman Keyshawn Silver went to USC. Edge rusher Tyrese Fearbry went to Wisconsin. Linebackers Jamon. It's weird. I don't know. Why did he drop the Dumas part? He's just Jamon Johnson now.
I don't know.
Kentucky changed him. He's on the Packers, though. Jamon Johnson. J.J. Weaver just got cut by the Panthers, I mentioned. Corner Zion Childress on the Cowboys. Corner Maxwell Hairston, first-round pick of the Bills. And kicker Alex Rayner is on the Bucks. Returning, though, quarterback Cutter Boley. Running back Demarion Wilcox. Wide receivers Demore Macklin, Hardly Gilmore the fourth. I really like Macklin, dude. Macklin's a good player. Guards Yeager Burton, Jalen Farmer. Linebacker Alex Afari Jr. That's another good one they have. Corners John Keese Hardaway and Terrion Nichols. Safeties Jordan Lovett, Ty Bryant, punter Wilson Berry. Decent sized class. I was kind of surprised Mark Stoops got a lot of players this year, but they got a good quarterback for once.
Yeah, and
Zach
they just announced it today.
He's a starter, yeah.
Yeah.
Zach Calzada, UIW, he's been good pretty much everywhere he's been. Illinois State, I believe, before UIW, or was he just at UIW? I can't remember.
No, he was at A&M once.
Yeah,
and then he went to and then.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but he had great numbers at UIW though. Following Cam Ward, actually, I believe he was the guy after Cam Ward. Running back Dante Dowdell from Nebraska. That's a good one. Seth McGowan from New Mexico State. Wide receivers Kendrick Law from Alabama. Troy Stellato from Clemson. J.J. Hester from Oklahoma. Offensive tackle Shiaz Pete from New Mexico State. Joshua Braun from Arkansas. Rob Fogler from Ball State. Centers Alex Wolschlager from Bowling Green. Evan Wibberly from Western Kentucky. Interior defensive lineman Jaden Williams from Wyoming. David Gusta from Washington State. Edge rushers Mikeese Humphrey Grace from South Dakota. That guy's really good. Cam Olds, also very good. Kent State. Sam Green from USC. Linebacker Landon Watson from Marshall. Corner Kevis Thomas from Maryland. And freshman safety Martell's Carter Jr. So some pretty good players, especially offensively. I really like Troy Stellato. Great little slot receiver out of Clemson. Kentucky, what we got scheduled? Home against Toledo. I'm just saying. They better be ready. The Rockets, I have them finishing second in the MAC this year at 8-4, but still, they'll win that one. Then it gets real quick. Number 21 Ole Miss comes into Lexington.
Lexington's a weird place to play, though, man.
Yeah.
It's not a great stadium, and everybody's on top of you, and it's weird.
Who was that lost last year? That was like, what the hell? Like,
no, last year when Georgia went and we won.
Oh, no. There was some that they beat someone at home.
Oh, Ole Miss. They beat Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
It was.
Why are they playing them again at home in back-to-back?
Or no, they beat Ole Miss at Lexington or at Oxford. Sorry.
Yeah, but I remember they beat someone at home. Maybe it was Bama. I don't know. I don't know. They beat someone weird at home last year. And it was like, dude, like, what is happening? Anyways, I'm not sure if they can beat Ole Miss. Yeah,
I think it's hard to beat somebody back-to-back years.
It might have been the Georgia game that I was thinking of. That it was just weird.
It was. We had a score to win.
13-12. Yeah,
13. It was weird.
Stupidest thing ever.
Well, Stoops is, in my opinion, Stoops does a really good job on defense. He just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I'm gonna have them lose to Ole Miss. They'll beat Eastern Michigan week 4 bye. Then it's rough in between the 2 bye weeks. At number 13, South Carolina. At number 5, Georgia. That's rough. 2 L's. But then it's even rough too because of how they did their buys. Their second bye is week 7. They end the season playing 7 straight games. That's a lot of games for these guys. And it's not easy. I mean, they come out of their second bye. They host number 1 Texas.
Dude.
L. Host number 24 Tennessee. L. At Auburn. Just because it's at Jordan Hare, I'm going to have them lose. Like, they host number 15 Florida. Florida's going to be good this year. I hate to say it, but yeah, lost. They win against Tennessee Tech. They get a reprieve there. At Vanderbilt and at Louisville to end the year. I'm going to have them win. I'm going to have them win in Nashville. And I can't remember, what did I have for Louisville here? It's the what's that game called? The Whiskey Barrel game or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Louisville, I don't have that good. I have them at 6-6. But so I'll have Kentucky beat them. Just short of a bowl game. They get a 1-win improvement for me. They get 3 wins to end the year after just a brutal SEC schedule. So 5-7, and that is a 1-win conference slate because they went they went 4-0 in non-conference. So yeah, 1-7 in conference.
That's tough.
Auburn Tigers, 5-7 last year, 2-6 in conference. Peyton Thorne just got cut by the Bengals. Hank Brown, quarterback, went to Iowa. Quarterback Walker White went to Baylor. Running back Darquez Hunter, drafted by the Rams. Wide receiver Keandre Lambert-Smith, drafted by the Chargers. Wide receiver Sam Jackson, the 5th, went to Oklahoma State. Tight end Rivaldo Fairweathers on the Cowboys. Interior offensive lineman Jaden Muskrat went to the Virginia Tech. Linebacker Dorian Mousies on the Vikings. Jalen McLeod on the Jags. Eugene Asante on the Dolphins. Corner Antonio Kite went to Ole Miss. Safety Jaron Thompson's on the Titans. Kicker Ian Vachon went to North Alabama. Returning for Auburn, running back Damari Alston, wide receivers Cam Coleman, Malcolm Simmons, guards Dylan Wade, Jeremiah Wright, center Connor Liu, edge rusher Keldrick Falk, who's more than likely going to be a first-round pick. Corners Kayan Lee, Jay Crawford, kicker Alex McPherson, and kicker Towns Magoo. Decent transfer class here. Quarterbacks Jackson Arnold from Oklahoma, Ashton Daniels from Stanford, wide receiver Eric Singleton Jr. from Georgia Tech, Horatio Fields from Wake Forest, actually from Virginia. Tight end Preston Howard from Maryland, offensive tackle Xavier Chaplin from Virginia Tech, Mason Murphy from USC, freshman interior defensive lineman Jordan Crawford, interior D-line Jay Hardy from Liberty, edge rusher Chris Murray from Sam Houston, linebacker Xavier Atkins from LSU, freshman linebacker Elijah Melendez, freshman corner Blake Woodby, Miami, Ohio corner Rayon Strader, Tulane corner Rayshawn Pleasant, Georgia Tech safety Tay Seymour, safety Jacoby Matthews, Texas A&M punter Hudson Cack from Oklahoma State. You know, I didn't want to say it the other way, Mark. I don't know if it's that way or not. I mean, I would assume it's not, because that'd be something to say on TV a lot if he's punting a lot that game. Auburn, they go at Baylor on Friday this week.
What do you think about that?
I think Auburn wins. I did have Baylor being decent. They got a veteran squad there. Sawyer Robertson, I like him at QB, but I only had him going 5-7 this year. So I think Auburn, they got two kind of veteran QBs, a little bit younger, but I think they'll get it done.
I like their wide receivers, man. They're big.
Yeah. They went at home against Ball State, went at home against South Alabama. I have them back-to-back losses in Norman against number 18 Oklahoma, in College Station, number 19 Texas A&M. Week 6 bye, hosting number 5 Georgia. We had an issue with them last year.
I think it's all about I think if it's a night game, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, away at Jordan Hare, weird shit always happens there.
That's a coin flip. I actually think that's a coin flip.
They lose that one. You know what? I'm gonna have them beat Missouri because it's at home. They're gonna lose in Fayetteville.
No.
I think I just picked Kentucky to beat them.
I think they win Fayetteville.
Well, I have them losing. I have them beating Kentucky, losing at Vanderbilt.
No.
Bye. Win against Mercer, lose the Iron Bowl against number 8 Alabama.
Yeah, I agree.
So what do you got? 6-6 season, and it is a 4-0 non-conference, so 2-6 in conference.
I'll give them 7 wins. 7.
Yeah. All right, Oklahoma 6-7. The Sooners 2-6 last year, first season in the SEC. Quarterback Jackson Arnold went to Auburn. Wide receiver J.J. Hester to Kentucky. Brennan Thompson to Mississippi State. Nick Anderson to LSU. Jaleel Farouk to Maryland. Andrew Anthony to Duke. They even have wide receivers left in Oklahoma. Tight end Bauer Sharp went to LSU. Edge rusher Trace Ford on the Giants. Linebacker Danny Stutzman drafted by the Saints. Deshaun McCullough went to Nebraska. Corner Connie Walker went to Arkansas. Safety Billy Bowman Jr. drafted the Falcons. Kickers Zach Schmidt and Tyler Keltner both gone. They do return sophomore quarterback Michael Hawkins Jr., running backs Javante Barnes, Taylor Tatum. Wide receivers Deion Burks, Jacob Jordan, offensive tackle Jacob Sexton, guard Febechi Nwaiwu, center Trey Everett, interior defense lineman Grayson Holton, edge rusher R. Mason Thomas. That's a good player right there. I like R. Mason. Linebackers Kip Lewis and Sammy Amosigo. Kip Lewis is a good player too. Safeties Robert Spears Jennings and Peyton Bowen. Mark, I don't want to say it, but they got some dogs in the transfer portal.
I think Oklahoma has a good year.
John Mateer, dude, he is a baller. Washington State. I mean, he put up numbers last year for the Cougs. And, I mean, why not in this offense? Like I said, though, they lost 6 really good wide receivers. 6. He's going to have to lean on Deion Burks a lot this year.
My thing about Oklahoma is I actually think they have the best quarterback room in the SEC. Take it or leave it. People can say other things, and your QB1 might be the best, but the whole room as a whole is the best quarterback room.
Yeah, that's the thing. Whit Neubauer as well from Mercer. Yeah.
The two things are who's going to protect that quarterback and who is he going to throw to.
Yeah. Yeah, Whit Neubauer, like you said, another quarterback they got from Mercer, experience there. Young, though. I think he's a sophomore, too.
And you already know they got somebody from Western Carolina.
Yeah. Running back Jaden Ott comes in from Cal. He is a beast. Has been a beast for the Cal Bears for a couple years. Wide receivers Giovanni Gibson from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Jermichael Carter from McNeese State. Isaiah Sategna from Arkansas. Tight ends Carson Kent from Kennesaw State and Will Huggins from Pittsburgh State. I really like Carson Kent. He's a good tight end. Offensive tackle is Derek Simmons from Western Carolina. Freshman offensive tackle Michael Fasusi. Stanford offensive tackle Luke Beklenko. Freshman guard Ryan Foje. Center Jake Mikula from Stanford. Edge rusher Marvin Jones Jr. from Florida State, former Georgia Bulldog. Linebacker Kendall Daniels from Oklahoma State. That's a good player. Kendall Daniels is a good linebacker. Punter Jacob Ulrich from Kennesaw State and kicker Tate Sendell from UTSA. Schedule here. They got week 1, Illinois State. They win that one. Number 14, Michigan comes to Norman. That is
Wow.
a win. That is a win.
I
for
think they
Oklahoma.
wax them. I think they wax them.
Because that's going to be Bryce Underwood's first big-time away game.
Yep.
And I just don't think he's going to be ready for it.
You're talking about a head coach that has won national championships. He's going to dial up a defense in a non-friendly confines. They win that.
They come up to Philly. They go to Temple. Maybe we should go to that game, Mark.
I'll be down. I would be down.
At Temple, that's a win. How about a Jackson Arnold revenge game in Norman for Auburn? Oklahoma's still going to win. It doesn't matter. Week 5, week 6, Kent State, they win that one. Red River rivalry. It is at number 1 Texas this year. They lose.
So at that point, they got 1 loss, right?
2 losses now at number 13 South Carolina. I think they're good enough to beat Ole Miss, though. Number 21 Ole Miss, because that's in Norman. I think it's going to be close against Tennessee, but being in Knoxville, that's tough.
Yeah.
I want to give them the win. I really do. But I'm going to give them an L. Bye week 11, and that's good. That's a big bye. They get 2 weeks to prepare for Alabama because it's in Tuscaloosa, but I don't think
they lose that one. That's a payback game.
But then they win against Missouri, and LSU is too good. I know it's in Norman, but LSU is too good.
I think they beat South Carolina, and then you're on the cusp of being South Carolina last year.
I don't know. It's in Columbia, though, and South Carolina's really good. So I think they're just physical. I think they're going to be too physical for Oklahoma.
I like Beamer. I like him a lot. But he's got to have, we've got to know the quarterback is that good.
Yeah. It's a 7-5 season for me for OU.
God.
So, I mean,
that'll get you fired.
It's better than last year.
That's so tough.
Non-conference, I believe it's 4-0. Kent State, Temple, Michigan. Yeah. So it's
unless Michigan upsets them, it's 4-0.
3-5 in conference. Vandy, how about the upstart Commodores?
All right, let's talk about it.
7-6, 3-5. They lost wide receiver Quincy Skinner Jr. To the Falcons. Loic Fawanji is gone as well, and safety CJ Taylor. That's it. That's all their production that they lost, Mark. 3 players. That's it. I am telling you.
Unheard of.
Returning. And that's the thing, though. The returning list isn't that long either. Which is kind of weird. But I don't know. I did it. I did all the research, so I don't know. The big thing is quarterback Diego Pavia. Got his waiver. He's playing. So he will lead this team as far as they want to go. Running backs Cedric Alexander and AJ Newberry. Wide receiver Junior Sherrill. Tight end Eli Stowers. Possibly the best tight end in the country. Guards Cade McConnell and Chase Mitchell. Edge rushers Corday Sidnor and Miles Capers. That's one thing, though. Vandy needs more production from sack production. They did not have a lot of sacks last year. They need more pass rush this year to have a better record and better chance. Linebackers, dude, they have stacked linebackers. Brian Longwell, Langston Patterson's guy I really, really like. I think he's going to be a sleeper, day 3 pick right now. But, yeah, I really like Langston Patterson. They also have linebacker Nick Rinaldi, corner Martell Height, safety Randon Fontanet, who's a good player, kicker Brock Taylor. And then they didn't bring in – I was kind of shocked. Vandy really didn't do a ton in the transfer portal. Wide receiver Trent Hudson from Mississippi State, wide receiver Trey Richardson from Washburn. What they did, though, They got freaking Pavia some protection. They got a lot of O linemen.
Yes.
Offensive tackles: Isaiah Glass from Oklahoma State, Bryce Henderson from South Dakota, Orion Irving from Sam Houston, Clinton Azubike, Northern Arizona. Guards: Sterling Porcher from Texas Tech, Gunnar Givens from Virginia Tech, center Jordan White from Liberty. Interior defensive lineman Aaron Bryant from Texas, Mason Nelson from Western Michigan, edge rusher Keanu Coate from Alabama, safety CJ Hurd from FAU. That guy's a baller. Freshman safety Carson Lawrence and punter Nick Haber from Washington State. Vanderbilt. What do we got here? Charleston Southern. They win. I want to give them a win, but it's in Blacksburg. In Blacksburg is rough. So I'm going to have them lose in Blacksburg. What did I have for Virginia Tech? Let's see.
And before you say that, that means that our middle pack is not as polished as the ACC, though.
It's an away game in Blacksburg. They're going to play Enter Sandman. I have Tech going 6-6. I think they're right along the lines of a Vanderbilt. I have Tech finishing 7th in the conference. They're the top 6-6 team for me. And by the way, I have 6-6 teams in the ACC. So at South Carolina, loss. They went against Georgia State. Went against Utah State. Now, can they do it in back-to-back years?
No.
On the road this time?
No, not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Let me say this to everybody. Not a chance.
And then we get to week 7, and we recap Alabama Vanderbilt, and we replay Mark's. Vanderbilt upsets Alabama.
No.
All right, week 7 bye here. LSU loss. Missouri, again, I'm not as high on Mizzou this year. They lost too much, I think. And it's in Nashville. So give me Vanderbilt over Missouri. They're going to get absolutely demolished in Austin. I'm just saying right now, they're going to get wrecked in Austin. I think I just had Auburn losing to Vanderbilt. I can't remember. So we're going to win it. Week 12 bye. They win against Kentucky at home. Loss at number 24, Tennessee. Yep. See, I told you. Very similar to Virginia Tech. 6-6, same record.
I'm gonna roll with you. If Tennessee has a quarterback problem, that's a different story.
Nah, man, I believe in Joey Aguilar. Not believe, but he's good enough.
We'll revisit that later against the Dogs.
Non-conference is 3-1, so they get 3-5 conference record. That drops them. Oh, that keeps them ahead of Auburn. Arkansas 7-6, 3-5 for the Razorbacks last year. They lost a lot. Quarterbacks Malachi Singleton went to Purdue. Madden Iamaleava went to UCLA to be with his brother. Running back Jaquindon Jackson, big time loss in the backfield, is on the Jaguars. He just got cut, actually. Wide receiver Andrew Armstrong's on the Dolphins. Wide receiver Isaac Tesla balling out with the Lions. Isaac Sategna went to Oklahoma. Tyrone Broden's on the Seahawks. Daz James went to Cal. Tight end Luke Haas went to Ole Miss. Shamar Easter to UNC. Varquise Gums to UNLV. Interior offensive lineman Patrick Kutas went to UNLV. Edge rusher Landon Jackson's on the Bills. Linebacker Brad Spence went to Texas. Corners Danico Slaughter's on the Jags. Marquise Robinson's on the Ravens. Jalen Braxton went to Ole Miss. Defensive back TJ Metcalf went to Michigan. Safety Jaden Johnson's gone. Safety Hudson Clark is on the Raiders. Kicker Matthew Shipley and Kyle Ramsey are both gone. They do return, though. What I think is maybe one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the conference, and Taylon Green. Running back Braylon Russell. Offensive tackle Marion Harris. Guard Fernando Carmona, which is one of the best offensive linemen in the SEC, Fernando Carmona. Linebacker Xavier Sori Jr., Steven Dix Jr., punter Devin Bale. So they do not return a lot, the Razorbacks. But if you got a quarterback, you got a chance. And they have one. They had maybe the biggest transfer class. I don't know. This is really big. Running back Mike Washington Jr., New Mexico State. AJ Green comes back home. He was at Arkansas, went to Oklahoma State, came back. Wide receivers Omega Blake from Charlotte, Jalen Brown from Florida State, Raylan Sharp from Fresno State, Courtney Crutchfield from Mizzou, Cam Shanks from UAB. So they got Taylor Green some boys out wide now. I mean, those are some good players. Blake has been really good at Penn State and Charlotte. Raylan Sharp, former Missouri State Bear, he was really good. Wasn't the greatest at Fresno. I was kind of disappointed at his production last year, but Fresno hasn't been that good since Jake Hayner left, really. Cam Shanks, really good player out of UAB as well. I don't really know about Crutchfield or Brown. Tight ends Rohan Jones from Montana State and Jaden Platt from Texas A&M. Offensive tackles Corey Robinson II, Georgia Tech, Kavion Broussard from Ole Miss, Shaq McRoy from Oregon, freshman guard Blake Cherry, centers Caden Kittler. I knew I was going to do that. It's not Hitler, it's Kittler. My goodness.
All right,
I knew that was coming. UCF from UCF, freshman center Cash Courtney, interior defensive lineman David Oakey from Abilene Christian, edge rusher Philip Lee from Troy, Justice Boone from Florida, linebacker Andrew Harris from UCF, corners Connie Walker from Oklahoma, Julia Neal from Stanford, Keyshawn Davila, Northwest Mississippi Community College, Jordan Young from Cincinnati, safeties Quintavious Scandrett from Eastern Michigan, Caleb Wooden from Auburn, freshman kicker Scott Starzik.
A lot of transfers.
Yeah. What I got for Arkansas? They play Alabama A&M to start it off, and that's a win. Arkansas State is a win. Then they go to Oxford, number 21, Ole Miss. That is a tough game. And I'm going to lose that one. They get a tough one the next week as well. They are at Memphis. And Memphis.
I think Memphis wins.
I have Memphis losing to Army in the AAC championship game this year. So 9-3 for Memphis. That's going to be a tough game. I think Arkansas is going to win, though, still. They're going to lose, though, at home against number 6 Notre Dame. I am not as high on Notre Dame this year as probably a lot of other people are because it's the quarterback for me. CJ Carr, I have no clue what he's about. So I actually had Notre Dame going 9-3 and missing the playoff this year.
Hey, Fayetteville is a tough place to play. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame has a lot of talent there. Week 6 bye at number 24 Tennessee. That is a loss. Then they get the rivalry game against number 19 Texas A&M. And I am going to have them win that one, though. I think they're going to upset Texas A&M this year. Home against Auburn. I think that's a win. They win against Mississippi State. Week 11 bye at number 9 LSU. That's a rough. At LSU, at Texas, that's tough.
Two losses.
And then I think they come home and they beat Missouri. So it's a 7-5 record for Pittman's squad.
Does that keep his job?
Why not? Why not? 3-1 non-conference, so it's a 4-4 conference record. Best record yet, man.
Terry Jones backs you though with $1 billion. Wait a minute, he can't get Micah Parsons.
I was gonna say he's
Never
not
mind. Never mind.
Micah. Florida, the Gators. Here we go. A lot of people like them this year. 8-5, 4-4 last year. They lost Graham Mertz to the Texans. Montrell Johnson Jr.'s and the Eagles. Elijah Badger's on the Chiefs. Shamir Dike drafted by the Titans. Tight end Arliss Boardingham went to Bowling Green. Interior defense lineman Kelby Collins to Alabama. DeAndre Robinson to UNC. Justice Boone to Arkansas. Edge rushers Jack Pyburn to LSU. TJ Searcy to Texas A&M. Linebacker Shamar James on the Cowboys. Corners Jason Marshall Jr. on the Dolphins. Jakeem Jackson went to LSU. CT Triquez Bridges on the Chargers. They return, though, Mark, probably the most players on any team in the SEC. Quarterbacks DJ Lagway, Aiden Warner. Running backs Jaden Ball, Jacoby Jackson. Wide receivers Eugene Wilson III, Aiden Mizell. Tight end Hayden Hansen. Offensive tackle Austin Barber. Guards Kanaji Harris. Damian George Jr. Center Jake Slaughter, who, hate to say it, but I really like Jake Slaughter. Interior defense lineman Caleb Banks. Edge rushers Tyreek Sapp, George Gums Jr. Linebackers Jaden Robinson, Grayson Howard. Corners Devin Moore, Aaron Gates. Centers Jordan Castell, Bryce Thornton. Kicker Trey Smack. That is a lot of really good players. A lot.
Well,
And they got some in the portal as well. They got a small portal class, but that's because they didn't need a lot. When you look at
but
the
they're
roster.
real position specific, in my opinion.
They got a backup and quarterback Harrison Bailey from Louisville, freshman wide receiver Dallas Wilson, an absolute baller from UCLA, J. Michael Sturdivant at wideout. Interior defensive lineman Brendan Bett from Baylor, freshman safety Drake Stubbs, and another good player, Michigan punter Tommy Doman. Very good punter there. Following what I had as the best punter, which I saw live at the Senior Bowl, I mean, Jeremy Crawshaw is ridiculous. And I was pissed that the freaking Eagles didn't draft him.
All right,
Should have got drafted by the Eagles, bro. Howie's a freaking Florida Gator.
let's go through
They win against LIU, win against USF. At number 9, LSU. I think they lose in Baton Rouge. You know why? Because this is DJ Lagway's real first year starting. And I don't think, although he did get some experience in the big games, because he did play in the Georgia-Florida game last year and, you know, some of those games down the stretch. I think LSU is the better team. It is at home. And if it's a night game at home, there ain't no way LSU is losing that game. So I like LSU to win that one. But
I think that leads into beating other teams.
But I will say, I think they win the next week. I think they go to Miami and beat Miami. Why? Because they're going to be more physical. They're going to be the more physical team.
I agree.
Although Miami does have some good O-linemen that can really protect Carson Beck against the good pass rushers that Florida has, I just don't think that – I think Florida is going to be too good.
But I think that sets them up for a marquee win against us.
Maybe. I don't know. Week 5 bye. Number 1, Texas comes to Gainesville.
I actually think
loss.
I actually think that's the week that they show people.
Loss. At number 19, Texas A&M.
Win.
In College Station, I'm gonna have them lose. I know they're probably gonna win. They probably will. I'm not a big believer in Marcel Reed, but it's away game in College Station. The weirdos with all their freaking chants and whatever, their voodoo stuff that they do.
I got you.
They win it against Mississippi State, week 9 bye. Week 10 in Jacksonville. Number 5, Florida. Georgia comes down. Tough one. It's a tough one. Was the last time Florida beat Georgia when we went?
Kyle Trask. And we just talked about him.
So if we keep not going to the game, Mark, Georgia's going to keep beating them, right? That's how this works.
I was there last year.
Yeah, but I wasn't. It has to be both of us.
Stay away. Stay away.
Lose. Go Dogs.
All right. All
They
right.
win at Kentucky. But really, I think they win out, man. I know it's a tough game at Oxford, but I think they're the better team than Ole Miss. And I think they can win against Tennessee at home, and they can definitely beat Florida State.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it is a 8-4 record. Florida fans are hating me right now for 8-4. Florida's talking about playoff and everything right now. So,
if they can win at A&M, I think they roll other teams.
Yeah, I think the key games are the Georgia and the A&M game. Yeah, if they can get to 10-2 with those wins, I think they would have a decent resume and a argument for an at-large bid.
I do think that.
Well, I have them 8-4, and I have them going 4-0 in non-conference. It's only a 4-4 in conference record.
That's tough, but it's the SEC.
Yeah.
And
Mizzou.
he's got to stay healthy. He has to stay healthy.
How about Mizzou last year? 10-3 with Brady Cook, 5-3 in conference. Brady Cook's gone though. He just got cut, or no, he didn't get cut. He's on the Jets still.
He's on the Jets.
Drew Pine left as well to Bowling Green. Running back Nate Noel's on the Colts. Running back Marcus Carroll is gone. Wide receivers Theo Weiss Jr. is on the Dolphins. Luther Burden III is on the Bears. Mookie Cooper's gone. Edge rusher Johnny Walker Jr. is on the Broncos. Linebacker Corey Flagg Jr., safety Joseph Charleston, both gone as well. They return a decent amount, mostly defense, though. Wide receiver Marquise Johnson, tight end Brett Norfleet, off tackle Caden Green, guard Curtis Piegler, center Connor Tollison, linebacker Tristan Newson, corners Toriano Pride Jr., Nick Deloach Jr., Dre Norwood, safeties Marvin Burks Jr., Dalen Carnell, really good player, and kicker Blake Craig. Mizzou transfer-wise, it's my boy. They got my boy this year. Bo Prebula from Penn State. Running back Ahmad Hardy from ULM. Wide receivers Kevin Coleman Jr. from Mississippi State. Xavier Lloyd, Illinois State. Freshman wide receiver Donovan Olubode. Off the tackles Keegan Trost from Wake Forest. Johnny Williams IV from West Virginia. Guards Dominic Judas from Michigan. Jalen Early from Florida State. Interior defensive lineman Braylon Henderson from Ohio. Edge rushers Damon Wilson II from Georgia. Nate Johnson from App State. Linebacker Josiah Trotter from West Virginia. Corner Stephen Hall from Washington State. Safeties Jalen Catalon from UNLV. Santana Banner from NIU. And punter Connor Wesselman from Stanford. Yeah. That's pretty good transfer class. It's just, can Bo be the guy? I love my boy Bo. I think he was an excellent player. I was sad to see him go from Penn State. But what do we got here? This is where my printer ran out of paper, Mark, so I got to look at this digital.
I do think Drinkwitz is a good coach. I really do believe that. I think he's funny. I think he can dial some things up, but you have to have certain people in his offense, if that makes sense. And Cook was that dude. So who's the next dude? Who's the dude after that if there's an injury?
Yeah, so they win against Central Arkansas. That one's on Thursday this week. Kansas comes to Columbia. And we just saw what Kansas –
I think Kansas wins that.
If Jalen Daniels can be the Jalen Daniels that he was this past weekend and be the Jalen Daniels that he was of the past a couple years ago, they would have a chance. But I think it might be the SEC bias, but I just think they're a better roster.
And that's
a game for Missouri.
And so here's something that I will preview people to. Missouri goes to the SEC years ago. They still think this is the homecoming. If Kansas beats Missouri, I think that whole season goes this way for Missouri because that's their homecoming. who's the rival in the SEC? Arkansas, maybe, but Kansas
A&M.
was always the rival. If Kansas comes into Columbia and beats them, that's excuse my language, a shit show for the rest of the season.
I think of A&M as more of a rival than Arkansas in terms of SEC schools. Yeah, so I have them going 3-0 to start, beating Louisiana week 3. Then I have them losing. How about Missouri's schedule? They play. They don't play an away game until week 8, bro. My goodness. They don't leave Columbia until, what is that, late October?
Well, that might make them 8-0.
No. They're going to lose to South Carolina. They're going to beat UMass week 5, week 6 bye. They're going to lose against Alabama.
Oh, hell yeah. They're going to lose Alabama.
So that is
Columbia is a weird place to play, though.
That's 4-2. I know. We had that stupid game a couple years ago.
Kalen DeBoer's never been to Mizzou, man.
We won though. Hey, we won that one though. We won that one. We had to come back somehow. I don't even remember. We kicked field goals. Or no, we made them kick field goals. That's right. Anyways, at Auburn, week 8, at Vanderbilt, week 9. I think they split that. They're gonna lose at Auburn, win at Vanderbilt. So that's a 5-3 record. And that is a 1-4 in conference, or 1-3 in conference. Week 10 bye. Texas A&M comes to town, lose 5-4. They went against Mississippi State at home. They're bowl eligible, Mark. And you know what? I'm gonna have them lose. I'm gonna have them split the last 2. At Oklahoma, they lose, but I'm gonna have them win in Fayetteville. So that's a 7-5, 3-5 record for Mizzou this year. It's on par, I think, for. And again, though, Bo Pribula, he is young-ish. So I think he's going to be at least a 2-year starter for Mizzou if he doesn't leave next year again, like a lot of these guys do now. But all right, Ole Miss, the Rebels, 10-3 last year, 5-3 in conference. Quarterback Jackson Darts on the Giants. Running back Henry Parrish Jr.'s gone. Running back Ulysses Bentley IV went to the Colts. Running back Rashad Amos went to Memphis. Wide receiver Trey Harris on the Chargers. Jordan Watkins on the 49ers. Juice Wells Jr. Is gone. He's on the Giants. Tight end Caden Prieskorn is on the Broncos. Offensive tackle Micah Pettis went to Florida State. Defensive tackle Walter Nolan III is on the Cardinals. Interior defensive lineman Akello Stone went to Georgia Tech. Edge Princely Uman Mielen's on the Panthers. Edge rusher Jared Ivey's on the Seahawks. Linebacker Chris Paul Jr. is on the Rams. Corners Trey Amos on the Commanders. Isaiah Hamilton's gone. Defensive back Jaden Kennedy is on Oregon. Safety Trey Washington went to the Colts. John Saunders Jr. is on the Dolphins. Kicker Caden Davis on the Bills. They lost a ton. Return, actually, very little. Not surprisingly. Quarterback Austin Simmons. Wide receiver Caden Lee. Offensive tackles Diego Pounds and Jaden Williams. Linebackers TJ Dodery and Centurine Perkins. That's it. Of course, Kevin got a decent-sized class here. Quarterback Trinidad Chambliss from Ferris State. Running back Kejuan Lacey from Mizzou. Wide receivers Dejon Stribling, Oklahoma State. Harrison Wallace III, Penn State. Traylon Ray from West Virginia. Caleb Odom from Alabama. Freshman wide receiver Winston Watkins. Tight end Trace Bruckler from New Mexico. Off tackles Percy Lewis from Auburn. PJ Wilkins from Charlotte. Guards Delano Townsend from UAB. Therese Davis from Maryland. Freshman guard Devin Harper. Patrick Kudus from Arkansas. Freshman interior defensive lineman Andrew Maddox. Edge rushers Deshaun Womack from LSU. Prince Will Uman Mielen from Nebraska. linebacker Jaden Yates from Marshall, corners Ricky Fletcher from South Alabama, Jalen Braxton from Arkansas, Kapena Gushikin, Washington State, Antonio Kite from Auburn, safeties Wyatt Williams Jr. from ULM, Sage Ryan from LSU, freshman punter Oscar Bird, and kicker Lucas Carnero from Western Kentucky. So yeah, I mean it's massive transfer class here. Let's see what we got schedule wise for Kiffin's squad. 10-3 last year. They went against Georgia State. I think they win at Kentucky. Is it bad if I have them getting upset in Oxford against Arkansas?
No.
Okay. 2-1 then. And that's 1-1 in conference. Tulane's a tough one. Tulane I have finishing third in the AAC, 9-3. But it's in Oxford, so I'll have them win that one. Home against number 9 LSU. That's a loss, I think.
It'll be a shootout, but it'll be a loss.
By week 6, Washington State comes to town. They win that one. Then they lose. I think they lose 3 straight in conference. At number 5, Georgia. At number 18, Oklahoma. Home against number 13, South Carolina.
I think they beat South Carolina.
They host the Citadel.
Win.
They win that one. Home against number 15, Florida. I had them losing that one. It's a rough year for Ole Miss. Win to get bowl. They win the Egg Bowl in Starkville to get bowl eligible.
Yes.
How about that? 6-6, 2-6.
That's tough.
Dude, they lost too much. And I don't believe Austin Simmons had his good drive against Georgia last year.
But everybody's got film on him.
I haven't seen him. And if he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. But I do like, I mean, they got some dudes in the portal. I mean, I love Stribling from Oklahoma State, and Wallace, obviously, he's been okay at Penn State. So, and they have like Sage Ryan's really good at safety. They got from LSU. They got Princely's brother, Prince Will Uman from Nebraska, and they got some decent play. Like Suntrain Perkins is definitely up for SEC Defensive Player of the Year for sure. A&M 8-5 last year, 5-3 in conference. Quarterback Connor Wegman went to Houston. Wide receivers Noah Thomas went to Georgia. Jabray Barber is gone. Ja'Day Walker went to yeah, Mark, talk about A&M real quick. I gotta step out real quick.
8-5 last year. They got money down there. Too many transfers though this year. I think can't reciprocate what they did last year. Transfers are quarterback Jacoby Zeno from UAB, wide receiver Mario Carver from Mississippi State, Casey Conception from NC State. Their schedule, week 1 is UTSA, which was tough.
You left out transfers, Mark.
What?
Jonah Wilson, wideout from Houston. Tight end Amari Niblack, Texas. Freshman off the tackle Lamont Rogers Interior D line Tyler Onyedim from Iowa State. Edge rusher TJ Searcy from Florida. Deion Hayes from Colorado. Freshman edge Marco Jones. Corner Julio Humphrey from Georgia. Jordan Shaw from Washington. That was really weird that he changed his name. Did you know that Julian Humphrey changed his name to Julio? Very odd.
I did not know that.
Very, very odd. I was like, dude, is this the same guy? But it is, yeah. It's Julian Humphrey. Now Julio Humphrey. Whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, UTSA week 1 win. They're gonna win. Yeah, UTSA is not good this year. They win against Utah State. Number 6 Notre Dame comes to town.
Or they go to Big Bend.
Yeah, they go too. Yeah,
That's a loss.
Yeah, they beat them last year though, right? Was that?
But it was at home. I don't think they
Right.
beat them.
Week 4 bye. I think they beat Auburn. 3-1. That's 1-0 in conference.
Beat Mississippi State.
Yep. Florida. So you had them winning. I have them losing to Florida though. At Arkansas. It's a rivalry game, but I think they're good enough they can win. They lost Arkansas last year, didn't they? Or no, they beat them. I don't remember. I think they beat them.
Beat them.
To Death Valley, that's a loss. At LSU, week 10 bye at Missouri. Weirdness happens in Columbia, but no, it's a win. They're bowl eligible, 4-2 in conference. They got a shot, but they go 1-2. South Carolina is a toss-up for me because it's at home. You know what, Mark? I'm going to give them 2 wins. I'm going to have them win against number 13 South Carolina and Samford. They're going to lose in Austin on Black Friday.
Oh, 100%.
So that is an 8-4 record, and it is a 5-3 conference record. So exact same that they had last year. South Carolina, there we go. 9-4 last year, 5-3 in conference. Why the hell does SC have 17 teams, Mark? This is bull. They make my God too. Quarterback Robbie Ashford went to Wake Forest. Running back Raheem Sanders is on the Chargers. Delvon Campbell's on the Chargers. Tight end Josh Simon is on the Falcons. Bengali Kamara went to Kansas. Defense tackles TJ Sanders on the Bills. Tonka Hemingway's on the Raiders. Edge rusher Kyle Kennard's on the Chargers. Linebacker Demetrius Knight Jr. is on the Bengals. Linebacker Bam Martin Scott's on the Panthers. Debo Williams gone, as is corner O'Donnell Fortune, who just got cut the other day. Safety Nick Eamon Warriors on the Seahawks. Kicker Alex Herrera is gone as well. They don't return that much. Quarterback Lenora Sellers. Running back Oscar Attaway III. Wide receivers Nick Harbor, Mazeo Bennett Jr. Offensive tackle Kason Henry. Guard Trovon Ball. Edge rushers Dylan Stewart, Brian Thomas Jr. Corners Judge Collier, Jalen Kilgore. Safety David Busey. And they didn't have a huge transfer class, but they got quarterback Air Noland from Ohio State. Running backs Rasul Faison from Utah State. Isaiah Agustave from Colorado. Freshman wide receiver Donovan Murph. Freshman wide receiver Brian Rowe Jr. Tight end Jordan Dingle from Kentucky. Guard Nick Sharp from Wake Forest. Rodney Newsom Jr. from Western Kentucky. Centers Boaz Stanley from Troy. Nolan Hay from UIW. Interior defense lineman Gabriel Brownlow Dindy from Texas A&M. Troy Pikes from Georgia Southern. Jalen Brown from Missouri. Edge rusher Damone Clowney from Louisville. Linebackers Sean Murphy from Florida State. Justin Okoronkwo from Alabama. Corners Brandon Cease from NC State and Miles Norwood from Ball State. So
the whole season relies on Lenora Sellers.
I don't know if you saw our our college football playoff brackets that we did on Friday.
I did not.
Because someone on the show had South Carolina going very, very far and being the number 1 team in the CFP.
Number one?
Our boy Logan very much believes in Lenora Sellers.
What
Although he didn't pick Lenoris to win the Heisman.
I will say this. I think the best pickup that no one's talking about is Aaron Noland being at South Carolina, because he's going to be your scout quarterback, and everybody in the SEC hates running quarterbacks. And he can do your second offense, and if there is an injury, he's going to come in and do exactly.
Yeah. Well, Carolina fans are going to be happy because I have them starting 5-0. They have the neutral site game in Mercedes-Benz on Sunday. And then they have South Carolina State at home, Vanderbilt at Missouri, and home against Kentucky. Missouri game is going to be the toughest one, obviously, in Columbia. Virginia Tech might be tough, but again, I have them 6-6 this year. It's hit or miss with the Hokies. Then they have 2 weeks to prepare for this tougher SEC slate coming up at LSU. That is the first loss. They host Oklahoma. They win that one. They host Alabama. Okay? That is a loss. I don't really believe in Ty Simpson, but I think the Bama team overall is too good.
Bama's got a lot of good players, man.
At Ole Miss, they win.
Agree.
In Oxford. Week 11 bye at A&M. That is a difficult one. And I'm going to have them win. I want to have them lose, but I have a record. It's very bad that I have a predetermined record in my mind. But they win against Coastal Carolina week 13, and they are going to lose. Because they beat them last year, they're not going to beat them again this year. Number 4, Clemson, comes to Columbia.
No, Dabo wins that one. That one.
Mark, I don't know if you know this. Well, you said you didn't look at our CFP brackets. Clemson is my national champion this year. So, yeah. I think
it's Clemson, Texas, but that's just me.
My national championship was Clemson, Penn State.
Okay.
Texas was Final Four. I had Penn State beating Texas, I think. Or maybe, yeah, I think that was how I had. I don't remember who Clemson beat. I think I had Clemson beating Georgia to get to the national championship. I can't remember.
That's payback from last year.
It was a couple years ago.
We beat them first game last year.
I get so mixed up with all these games, man. But 9-3, they're gonna. South Carolina fans are gonna hate me. They're gonna be just short for the second straight year.
No way.
I had them as my my first team out. I think I had them at 13. Or maybe 14. It was Miami and South Carolina were my first 2 out. So actually, with 9-3 record, they're not going to be a first team out. They're going to be lower than that. But I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows?
We'll see. Kick it off.
LSU, baby, 9-4, 5-3. A lot of hype for Garrett Nussmeier. Quarterback AJ Swan went to App State. Running back Josh Williams on the Bucks. He just got cut, I believe. John Emery Jr. went to UTSA. Wide receiver Kyron Lacey. Rest in peace, brother. Yeah, that was a sad situation. Kyron Lacey. CJ Daniels went to Miami. Tight end Mason Taylor drafted by the Jets. Interior defensive lineman Savion Jones on the Broncos. JVR Suggs went to Wisconsin. Edge rushers Braden Swinson was on the Patriots. Deshaun Womack went to Ole Miss. Linebacker Greg Penn III is gone. Corner Zy Alexander is on the Bills. He just got cut. Safety Sage Ryan's on Ole Miss. Safety Major Burns on the Bears. Returning, not a ton for LSU. Quarterback Garrett Nussmeier, running backs Caden Durham and Caleb Jackson, wide receiver Aaron Anderson, linebacker Whit Weeks, corner Ashton Stamps, safety Jardine Gilbert, kicker Damian Ramos. But I will say, Kelly hit on almost every single portal guy he got. Mississippi State quarterback Michael Van Buren Jr., wide receivers Nick Anderson from Oklahoma, Barian Brown from Kentucky, tight end Bauer Sharp from Oklahoma, guard Josh Townsend from Northwestern, center Braylon Moore from Virginia Tech, interior D-line Bernard Gooden from USF, edge rushers Jack Pyberg from Florida, Patrick Payton from Florida State, Jamari Butler from Nebraska, freshman linebacker Charles Ross II, corner Mansour Delaney from Virginia Tech, freshman corner DJ Pickett, corner Jakeem Jackson from Florida, safety Tamarcus Cooley from NC State, safety AJ Halsey from Houston, and punter Grant Chadwick from Mid-Tennessee. Again, I think he hit on almost every single player. I like or love almost every single player on that list there. So it's going to be a good season for LSU, I think. But I haven't looked at the schedule yet. So they lose week 1 in the other Death Valley.
I think they lose.
Number 4, Clemson. So they start off with an L. They win against Louisiana Tech at home. They beat Florida at home. They beat Southeastern Louisiana. At number 21, Ole Miss. I think I had them winning that one. I just think LSU is the better team. Week 6 bye. Home against South Carolina. That is a win. Death Valley is a hard place to play.
That's a dub.
Vanderbilt. That's a sneaky one. They can't they got to get up for that Nashville game. It's going to be a noon kickoff.
Oh, a noon kickoff.
Probably.
They win.
I don't think they have that. I don't think they have that set yet, but I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those noon kickoff games. I know it is. Home against A&M. They win. So they are 7-1. LSU is cruising right now. They've won 7 straight. Then they go to Tuscaloosa. That's when they drop it. 7-2. They win. I'm going to have them win the rest. The Oklahoma one is a tough game. But I don't know. I think that they can.
I think if your quarterback is up for Heisman, he wins that game for you.
Arkansas home, Western Kentucky home, at number 18 Oklahoma, they win. So it's a set 10-2 record, 7-1 for LSU in conference. That may be good enough to get to Atlanta. That might be good enough to get to Atlanta.
I agree. Against Texas or against Georgia?
Give me a sec, Mark. Go on to Alabama.
Oh, man. No one's talking about their roster right now. It's full of All-Americans. Kalen DeBoer, was he on the hot seat last year? Maybe. But he's not any longer. They went 9-4 and 5-3 in the conference. Let's flip that record. You give them one extra year. And you already know Nick Saban's at his side this year. Who do I need to get? My office is looking at you right now. I'm passing the torch. So here's their their losses. Where's my notes at? Losses. Obviously, Jalen Milroe, he's with the Seahawks. We saw him in the preseason play little snaps. Running back Justice Haynes went to Michigan. Wide receiver Kendrick Law went to Kentucky. Wide receiver Kobe Prentice went to Baylor. Tight end CJ Dupree went to Nebraska offensive tackle Elijah Pritchett went to Nebraska. Cornerback, Devontae Smith went to Notre Dame. Safety Malachi Moore went to the New York Jets. You had offensive tackle Miles McVay went to UNC, going to play for Belichick. Inside linebacker Jaleem Otis went to Colorado. Come on. Inside linebacker Damon Payne went to Michigan. Edge rusher Q Robertson went to Denver in the draft. Edge rusher Keanu Coate went to Vancouver in the draft of the CFL. Linebacker Jaheed Campbell went to Philadelphia Eagles. Safety King Mack transferred to Penn State. And kicker Graham Nicholson went undrafted. Now, everybody that's left.
Yeah. They got some dudes. Ty Sampson, quarterback. I really like Jam Miller, man, at running back. Of course, Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard at wideout, tight end Josh Cuevas, off tackle Caden Proctor, guard Gino Vandemark, center Parker Brailsford, one of the best centers in the country, edge rusher Quay Russaw, linebackers Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, corners Damani Jackson, Xavier Brown, safeties Bray Hubbard and Keon Saab. They didn't do a ton in the portal, but they got some guys. Wide receiver Isaiah Horton from Miami, freshman wide receiver Letzaire Brooks, tight end Brody Dalton, Troy, Jack Samarco from West Virginia, freshman offensive tackle Jackson Lloyd, guard Cam Dewberry from Texas A&M, freshman guard Michael Carroll, edge rusher Kelby Collins from Florida, linebacker Nakai Hill Green from Colorado, corner Cam Calhoun from Utah, freshman corner Dejon Lee Jr., and how about punter Blake Dowd?
Yes.
Colorado School
of the Mines, who beat Shepherd in the Final Four.
My goodness. I looked them up. I was like, dude, that's wild. How do you get from there to Alabama?
Yes, sir.
But he is really good. He averaged, I think it was like 47 or 48 yards a punt net average. All right. Alabama at Florida State win. I'm not rolling that FSU hype train this year. They went against UL Monroe, went against Wisconsin. So that's 3-0. Week 4, that's wild. At Georgia, lose.
I agree. I think Kirby exercises his demons.
Well, Mark, Georgia hasn't lost at home since I watched Rodrigo Blankenship miss an extra point against South Carolina.
I'm not even taking that. Kirby's got to slay the giant.
Well, I'm just saying that's the truth. The last game that Georgia lost at home, I was at. Okay. So
don't come to the Bama game, dang it.
Double overtime, freaking Rodrigo. Still remember it. At Vanderbilt, at Missouri. I think they win both. I think they win against Tennessee as well at home.
I think South Carolina gets them.
That's what I'm going with too. So that is a 6-2, 4-2 record there. Week 10 bye, host LSU. And did we have them winning or losing? I can't remember. We had LSU losing twice. Once to Alabama, yeah.
It's in Tuscaloosa. They lose.
Right. Yeah. So Alabama wins.
Beat Oklahoma. That's a. I actually think that's not even close.
I think it is, but I think they win out. Yeah, they go 10-2. But You know what though? Not good enough. LSU's got a 7-1 conference record because it's conference record before head to head, right?
Right.
Okay, so there you go. Alabama not good enough. Not going to Atlanta again.
All right. That terrible orange.
Maybe playoff though.
No, they'll get in the playoffs, I think, this year.
10-3 for Tennessee Volunteers, 6-2. All right. Nico Iamaleava went to UCLA. Gaston Moore went to USF. Running back Dylan Sampson's on the Browns. Wide receivers Dante Thornton Jr. is on the Raiders. Brew McCoy retired. Squirrel White went to FSU. Tight end Holden Stays went to Indiana. Defensive tackle Omar Norman Lotz on the Chiefs. Interior D-line Jason Jenkins went to Florida State. Edge rusher James Pierce Jr. is on the Falcons. Safety Will Brooks is on the Bucks. They return running backs Deshaun Bishop, Peyton Lewis, Chris Brazel II, tight end Miles Kitzelman, off the tackle Lance Hurd, edge rushers Joshua Josephs and Dominic Bailey, linebackers Arian Carter, Jeremiah Tellender, corner Dermod McCoy, one of the best corners in the country, punter Jackson Ross, and kicker Max Gilbert. Not a big transfer class for Heupel, but obviously he had to get his quarterback, so they flopped Iamaleava for Joey Aguilar from UCLA, former App State starter. Running back Star Thomas, they got from Duke. Freshman wide receivers Travis Smith Jr., Rodarius Jackson, freshman offensive tackle David Sanders Jr. That kid's got a lot on his shoulders, dude. He's a day one starter at left tackle for the Tennessee Volunteers. But I mean, he was big time 5-star. I don't know what number overall he was.
Welcome to the SEC though.
Yeah. They got guard Sam Pendleton from Notre Dame. Guard Wendell Moe Jr. from Arizona, interior D-line Josh Sell from Grand Valley State, corner Colton Hood from Colorado. It's not an easy schedule to start. I mean, they got Syracuse and Atlanta, but Syracuse isn't Syracuse from last year. They're just not. I think I had Q's going 6-6 this year. ETSU they win, and then it gets real, man. Hosting Georgia.
And you and I are going to disagree on this.
They lose.
I think their quarterback is going to see a lot in week one of our defense.
Fran Brown.
And I think Gunnar Stockton going and playing against 110,000 fans in the worst stadium that he can play in. I think they beat us. But I think they have a terrible season after that.
Well, they got some nice games after that. They win against UAB, win at Mississippi State, week 6 bye, win against Arkansas. So I'm going 5-1, but then they go to Tuscaloosa, so that's where they lose their second game for me. At Kentucky,
I think they lose that.
I want to, but I'm gonna let them win it.
Terrible place to play.
It's going to be a weird game. I already know. To be honest, though, you know what, though? I'm going to have them beat Kentucky and lose to Oklahoma at home. Just saying. Week 11 bye. They win against New Mexico State. They're going to lose at Florida.
Yep.
And then they win against Vanderbilt. So, not a great season for Tennessee. 8-4, 4-4 in conference. But hey, man, a lot of fan bases would take that. Texas Longhorns finished second in their first season last year, 13-3, 7-1 in conference. They lost a lot of experience, though. Quarterback Quinn Ewers on the Dolphins, running back Jade Blues on the Cowboys, wide receiver Matthew Golden's on the Packers, Isaiah Bonds on the Browns, tight end Gunnar Helms on the Titans, Amari Nyblack went to A&M. Defensive tackle Vernon Broughton's on the Saints, Alfred Collins on the 49ers, edge rusher Barron Sorrell's on the Packers, corner Jade Barron's on the Broncos, safety Andrew Makubo is on the Eagles, kicker Bert Auburn went to Miami. They return quarterback Arch Manning, running backs Quintravian Wisener, C.J. Baxter, Jarek Gibson, wide receivers Ryan Wingo, DeAndre Moore Jr., guards Neto Umeozulu, DJ Campbell, center Cole Hudson, edge rusher Colin Simmons, linebackers Anthony Hill Jr., Leona Lefau, Trey Moore, corner Malik Muhammad, and safety Michael Taffy. Those are some boys on that Texas defense.
Yeah.
They got some good guys in portal though. Wide receiver Emmett Mosley, the fifth from, probably a lot of people don't know him, but he had some good years at Stanford. Jamie French Jr. is a beast. He's a true freshman, but he's really good. Freshman wide receiver Dalen McCutcheon, tight end Jack Endries. He's good. I like him from Cal. Freshman off tackle Nick Brooks, interior D line Cole Brevard from Purdue. Murad Watson from Syracuse, Travis Shaw from UNC, freshman safety Jonah Williams, punter Jack Bowmeister from Utah, very good. Kicker Mason Shipley, Texas State, very good. They got some good special teams players. All right, Mark. What are we going to be watching on Saturday? Will it be horns up or horns down in Columbus here?
I think Texas wins this game.
I concur. At number 3, Ohio State. It's wild first week game here, but Texas is the better team. And I think although this will be Arch Manning's first real game, it's also Julian Saint's first real game.
Well, I think
Arch is a much better quarterback than Julian Saint. And what's pretty interesting is Smith versus Wingo. Who has the better game, Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State or Ryan Wingo for Texas, the two sophomore wide receivers?
And I think anytime you win a national championship, unless you reloaded with the NIL and the transfer portal, you're not keeping or reloading the same way Georgia won back-to-back championships, if that makes sense. I don't think teams win back-to-back championships anymore.
Right. And also, I mean, it's a revenge game for Sark, man. He's going to want this one bad.
Oh, yeah.
The way that they lost to Ohio State in the semis. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. 100%. And I think they go in there and I think that's a bad thing is they're going to win this game and then everybody's going to think they're so better. I think they'll be brought back down to earth in the SEC later on.
But when I'm looking at the schedule, Mark, I only see one loss. I really do. There might be two because they're going to win San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston, week 5 bye. At Florida's the first potential loss, but I'm going to have them win. At home against Oklahoma, at Kentucky, at Mississippi State, home against Vandy, week 11 bye. The one loss, it's Georgia. I mean, they cannot beat Georgia, and it's in Athens, and that is where they're going to falter once again against Georgia. And it's not bias. It's the truth. Kirby does not lose at home very often, hasn't in years, and he won't this year.
I think it's a payback game, and I think they actually win that game.
And it's going to be a night game.
It's going to be a night game.
Which means black jerseys.
So you should just come back down to Athens.
Yeah, we'll see. Home against Arkansas, home against A&M on Black Friday to finish out. It's 11-1 for me. Texas goes back to Atlanta.
Versus LSU.
Maybe.
And Kirby's happy with that because it's a bye week. Or a bye month, should I say.
Vikings and Panthers are still trying to work out a deal for Adam Thielen.
He's going back.
But they've struggled. They have struggled. They can't agree on compensation yet. So
when his name was mentioned, I always thought he was going back to Minnesota.
The Panthers want like a 3rd round pick for him.
They'll find a way. They'll find a way.
The reigning SEC champs, Georgia Bulldogs, 11-3 last year, 6-2 in conference. Ready, Mark? 1, 2, 3. Go Dogs, baby.
Go Dogs. And you know that I hate people think I hate on them. So let's talk about it.
Carson Beck went to Miami. Jaden Rashada went to Sac State. Running backs, Trevor Etienne is on the Panthers. Branson Robinson went to Georgia State. Wide receivers, Arian Smith's on the Jets. Dominic Lovett's on the Lions. Anthony Evans III went to Mississippi State. Michael Jackson III went to Purdue. Ra Thomas went to Troy. Interior D-line, Jamal Jarrett went to USC. Edge rushers, Jalen Walker, drafted by the Falcons. Michael Williams, drafted by the 49ers. Damon Wilson II went to Missouri. Linebacker Smile Munden Jr. on the Eagles. Go Birds. Corner Julio Humphreys went to Texas A&M. Safety Malachi Starks, drafted by the Ravens. Safety Dan Jackson, drafted by the Lions. Safety Jack Pope went to UNLV. Had a good game for UNLV. Led the game in tackles.
A lot of talent.
Returning, quarterback Gunnar Stockton. Running backs Nate Frazier, Cash Jones. Wide receiver Dylan Bell. Tight end Lawson Lucky. Offensive tackles Monroe Freeling, Ernest Green III. Guard Micah Morris. Center Drew Bobo. Defense tackle Christian Miller. Edge rusher Gabe Harris Jr. Linebacker C.J. Allen. Chris Cole. Raylan Wilson. Corner Dalen Everett. Safety K.J. Bolden. Punter Brett Thorson. Kicker Peyton Woodring. I'll say this. Georgia has the best special teams in the country.
I agree. As long as everybody's healthy.
I think they could sweep the guy and the Groza this year. All right, transfers. Not a lot. Not a big class from Kirby. He doesn't really do that, right? He's in that old school like Dabo. Recruit and develop. Running back Josh McCray from Illinois. Love him. Power guy. Wide receivers Noah Thomas from A&M. Zachariah Branch from USC. Big time guys there. Freshman interior D-line Elijah Griffin. He's going to be asked to do a lot. I've heard a lot of hype about him. Army edge rusher Elo Medozi. Dude, that guy's a beast. Freshman corner Dominic Kelly. Corner Adrian Maddox from UAB. Safety Zion Branch. Zechariah's brother from USC. Freshman safety Todd Robinson. So some freshmen, some big-time transfer talent at key positions as well. So what do we have for our Georgia Bulldogs?
And we're going to disagree on 2 games, but let's go.
All right. You know what? Look at it, and it is I'm gonna go 11-1.
I'm gonna go 10-2.
I was thinking 10-2. It's the Tennessee and the Florida games. Those are the 2. I'm gonna have them lose against Tennessee and beat Florida.
I'm gonna have them lose to Tennessee. I think Heupel, you got to exercise your demons at one point. I think this is the year that Heupel, his quarterback could suck, but he could do the right things on defense in a stadium that we don't get traction because of Bobo. I'm not a Bobo fan. I'm not going to throw him under the bus as much as people. And I think Tennessee's your one loss, and I think Texas comes into your house and beats you for the first time in how many years?
Yeah, I don't know. But with 11-1, 7-1 in conference, I'll just read off the rest of the schedule just so we have it here. Home against Marshall, and Austin P at number 24 Tennessee, week 4 bye. Home against number 8 Alabama, Kentucky at home, at Auburn. Home against number 21 Ole Miss, week 9 bye. At number 15 Florida and Jacksonville, at Mississippi State. Home against number 1 Texas. Home against Charlotte, at Georgia Tech, Black Friday there. Yeah. So what I have set up, and I don't know what the tie-breaking scenario would be because neither of Texas or Georgia plays LSU. So there is no head-to-head record, but I believe it would be Georgia versus LSU with all 3 teams at 7-1 because Georgia beat Texas in
in your scenario. Right.
Yeah, so I think it would be a Georgia LSU SEC championship. Although when I look at it and when I put my my Instagram picture on of my record, it's going to say, because I base it off of overall, I base it off a conference record. I base it off overall record first and then conference record for me. I just think it looks better that way. But so it's going to say Georgia, Texas, and then LSU. But in reality, it's probably going to be Georgia, LSU in my scenario. Anyways, this has been way too long. SEC, like split your conference in half. Like do something.
You got to, yeah. Or we're going to 9 games, though.
I'm not doing this again next year. All right, that is the show for tonight. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to follow us on all social media at FAA Podcast, Instagram and X, FAA_bets on X, FAApodcast.com's website. Check us out here on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. And next Monday, people, next Tuesday, it's going to be a Tuesday show. We got Labor Day on Monday. I'll be traveling back from Athens. We got Super Bowl. It's NFL Week 1 next week, people. So we got our playoff brackets, we got Super Bowl picks, and we got awards to pick as well for the NFL. So make sure you catch us then, and make sure you catch us on Thursday night. We are previewing the Sun Belt and the whole Week 1 college slate. So make sure you catch that. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all back on Thursday.